on.
Michael, Shawn, and the Takeover legend, where the truth hurts, but also makes you laugh.
Baby, tap in. Tap in.
Don't never stop if you want to be on top. Yeah.
Low waist, fat, baby, tap in.
Oh, I'ma tap in for sure.
Tap in.
Tap in.
I'ma tap in for sure.
For sure.
It's Tuesday. We done made it past Monday. We done made it to the most disrespectful day of the week. Tuesday gets no love. I will repeat, we have nothing for Tuesday. Like, Tuesday is the day that is just leading to Wednesday, and Tuesday gets no love, y'all. Good morning, Shawn Robinson. Good morning, Michael, Shawn Takeover Legends. Don't wish for it, work for it. All right, you got a little hashtag. Goddamn!
Wow, that's shortened to the point.
Don't wish for it,
work for it.
So yeah, it's a Tuesday. Well, you know, I think you stole that from somebody, Shawn. I think I saw that on Instagram, but I'm gonna let you rock out. I'm pretty sure.
Well, I'm gonna steal it from Shawn. I'm stealing it.
Hashtag somebody needs to hear this. Okay, hashtag loving life, not giving it any options. So
you don't see his post. Somebody needs to hear this. He started like a whole series of it.
First of all, he didn't start that. Somebody needs to hear this.
Let's give him.
No, he didn't start. Shawn, we love you, but you didn't start that. No.
Good job, Shawn. No. I read him every day, Shawn. I read him every day.
That's the funniest thing in the world. On IG, when they say somebody, I don't know who needs to hear this. You know exactly who you're directing this to. You know exactly who you're trying to tell this. I don't know who needs to hear this. Tasha. Yeah, I know.
Tasha.
I know.
Words of inspiration.
But shout out to Shawn Robinson. All right, last night, I don't know if we should start with Jay Black, because Jay Black had a tough night. And
No.
Yeah. So I'm just relax, clapping.
Yeah, them Giants lost. That was tough for Mike. Them Giants, man.
It wasn't as tough as your life. All right, Johnny, how was your night last night?
It was good because I went to sleep. I watched the last episode of Black Mafia Family. Yeah, I watched the last episode of that, and by like I think 9:30, I was.
How was it? How was the last episode?
It ended. Different.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
I was like,
That's what I heard.
So it was disappointing for you.
Yeah, it didn't make me feel like, ooh, I can't wait till the next season to see what happens.
But it's open ended. Like, the reason they know they have another season.
Yeah, now there's one part in it that I was like, oh, okay, well, we don't know how this is gonna go, so we got to get to the second season to see what happens. But like other than that, it was.
And now, what is the one with the young boy, that power of Cain?
Raising Canaan.
Yeah, Raising Canaan. Makai's on there. Mary, can we just like really keep it real for like a quick 60 seconds? Mary J. Blige can't act. Can we keep that real quick?
She does okay.
She's all right.
I think she does okay.
No, y'all both said okay and all right. That means she can't act.
No, because when I watch her, she's good. Yeah, like when I watch her scenes, I don't get caught up in it being Mary J. Sometimes you get caught up in who the artist is, and can't see past that.
I think it's just the way she talks. I think, but I mean, she does a good job.
She acts the same way she would act in a music video.
I just, and I ain't even fond of her personally.
And I know you don't, but I love her music. Mary J, like, come on, how many? We really gonna, after all these years, that's how you act? That's your acting skills?
Good morning,
Ashley. Chops right there.
Good morning, Don.
I mean, but
Shawn said, go ahead.
But how many acting gigs has she had? I mean,
a lot. On the low, a lot.
But she ain't had real big roles. This
is her second season.
Yeah, it's her second. It's not like this is
Tony. If you're in front of a camera for 2 seasons. No, we're not doing, like, she's not a good actress.
She had movie roles.
She all right.
Yes, and she and technically, and Mary,
What
I'm
up,
so
Kelly
sorry
J?
for this.
Afro
I love your
IG
music,
too.
but technically, as a singer, you're not a dope singer.
She can sing.
Mike, you're wildin'.
I like her. Yeah, I like she can sing. She sings
Wait,
well.
you just said Mary J is not a dope singer.
Yeah, she
Now,
can sing.
She been past them earlier years, and people used to say, "Oh, Mary just scream." Mary can really sing. It's joints
Hold
that
on. What'd you say, Stacey?
she said Mary can sing.
Oh, Stacey, I'm taking it too far.
You are.
Yeah,
Mary J.
that's
Blige can sing with what singer? What singer do you put Mary J. Blige
What
with?
up, Kelly? Kathy, I'm sorry.
Who? Give me one. Give me one that you would like to hear Mary J. Blige turn off the music and just sing.
What do you mean? Like,
What
I mean,
do you
there's a
mean?
bunch
Like
of people
her song?
over.
Like acapella. Just
I just
acapella.
listened to her live album yesterday. Matter of fact, I listened to her live album yesterday.
Y'all telling me Mary J. Blige is going to be in your top 10 of singers?
Malik,
nobody
what you
said.
mean? She was bad. She was bad. Good.
She was horrible in Tyler Perry's movie. Mary
That's
J.
Malik
Blige
said
cannot act.
I don't know how you got on that. Yeah, right. Just take a shot.
No, but
action.
Because you know what? If I wouldn't take shots, I would not take shots. If y'all wouldn't do the same thing that we always do, y'all make up and go like, well, she's okay.
What we
no,
mean
she's not.
Make up? That's our opinion.
No, she's not.
You wouldn't want to go to a Mary J. Blige concert.
No,
I just saw her kill a Barclay.
If it depended on if you said Mary's gonna sing, like they're gonna turn the music off and she's gonna do a cappella.
I'm going down. Well, not like
exactly.
that. But
she sounds just like you.
No, she doesn't.
She sounds just like you.
No, she doesn't.
I ran
Y'all
into
gonna stop lying. Y'all gonna stop lying.
She is not terrible. I've seen her in concert. I've seen her in concert twice. Good morning, Malik.
And she was on Empire.
I forgot
about that. Okay. Stacey had to check him, let him know he's violent. I don't know how he got on saying Mary J. Blige can't sing. She's not a good actor. I don't know all this Mary hate.
Yeah. Stacey said the same thing that you should say. Stacey was like, I like her music. I did not say she could sing.
Mary has always been an average singer. She can sing though.
Thank you. Average singer. Somebody finally said the truth.
But it's
Shawnee, if you and Mary J. Blige sang right now, you'd be okay next to her. Fact.
She all right.
Oh yeah, pause. I don't know. I like Mary. I will. Good morning, Tam Tam on IG. I saw Afro Queen on IG.
Technically, Shaka Khan, drunk as hell on verses, could out-sing Mary.
You said it.
And don't get Shaka Khan sober.
Give me
a
sober Mary over a drunk Shaka Khan for the win, please.
Yeah, and give me a Shaka Khan sober, and we won't even let Mary in the area. We won't even let her in the reception. Y'all better stop playing. All right.
Disrespectful.
It's not disrespectful. Mike need to be in more. I'm in a look. I got the whole thing. Got the stockings in the background. I don't know what Stacey does. Got the whole thing. Y'all just be lying. Y'all be lying. All right.
Sorry, I was checking YouTube because Tamara said she couldn't get it on YouTube. I don't know what's going on, but it's on. Yeah, it's on. It's popping up on mine.
All right. So I don't know what clips we have.
I got your DoorDash.
All right, and I put this specifically for Jay Black because Jay Black is so quick not to tip. And I'm telling, and I keep warning him, stop not tipping for Jay Black because Jay Black is so.
Turn it down. Good morning, Shelly. IG. Well, when I say tips aren't guaranteed. Tips is for good service.
When somebody is working with you, you have to understand in situations. Number one, let's just say we go to a restaurant and you don't get exactly what you got to leave something. You don't know what that person's going through, and you got the privilege of literally being like, I'm going to eat out. Well, yeah, the privilege, even if it's a female. But listen, if you go out, no, that was Jay because Jay wanted. He's childish. He's childish right now. But my thing is like DoorDash. I told y'all when you order Uber Eats or DoorDash, they make you tip before. Once you make the order, they make you tip. And I kept telling people, stop acting like this is a regular restaurant. You literally are tipping before. So you're telling them what you think of them before they even bring you the food.
Before I even meet you.
Yeah.
Before I even know if it's on time.
Like they might be prompt, food popping, hot chocolate still hot, the whole nine. But everybody wants to play these little games and be like, I ain't gonna tip. I was gonna tip. If you're not gonna tip, okay. So we have this clip right here. And the lady tells you, for those doing DoorDash and you want your McDonald's, watch what happens.
So remember how we said, as Dashers, we don't have to take your order. We can pick and choose which orders we want to take. So if you don't tip us, we don't have to take your order. And remember in the video where I said, when you don't tip, your order just sits there? So yeah, just putting that out there. That was not a lie. There's a whole section dedicated to people who don't tip, and their order just sits there until a Dasher decides that they want to take the order. So once again, just letting it be known, you don't have to tip. You're not obligated to tip. We also are not obligated to take your order because we are independent contractors who do not work for DoorDash, the company. We're our own bosses. So just keep that in mind.
Oh, I don't believe that. But wow.
No, that's true. Yeah, they don't have to.
They ain't got to pick it up. I'm telling y'all tip the person. If you want the most laziest delivery ever, which is convenient, we want convenient DoorDash, Uber Eats. Just put the tip in.
But how it's a business, you can allow some people that's independent contractors that you hire continue to be that if they don't take orders that's been sitting, because for the consumer, that customer that's waiting for that food, now it's just sitting there.
Yeah.
And as a business, if you want my business, you're going to make sure that my food is delivered.
No.
DoorDash isn't the restaurant. DoorDash is just the service.
DoorDash is the same way.
Yeah.
DoorDash is doing the same thing as I'm doing, trying to get to the airport, getting a Uber or a Lyft. So if they cancel, they cancel. I can't do nothing about that. I've had Uber drivers cancel, Lyft drivers cancel. There's nothing you can do.
Yeah.
But as DoorDash, it has to be something, because if I need those orders out, and if they're sitting here and I'm getting all these complaints, why do I have you working? Now, I don't want you as independent. I'm going to somebody else that's going to do both.
And where you going? Who you going to go get?
Well, some of them do it themselves. Like it's some restaurants they have DoorDash, but they deliver it themselves too. They'll have their
McDonald's ain't.
Well, I don't eat McDonald's. So I don't care.
No, I'm just saying McDonald's is not. That's why.
Yeah, some of them do that.
Wendy's is not. Cracker Barrel's not. They don't have all the places that didn't have delivery services on their own before the pandemic. They don't have them now. I'm just saying, just tip.
That's crazy. Good morning, Queen Born. What up, Mark?
Why is it crazy?
Hey,
I just think that's crazy when you just say, "Hey, I want this job. I want to work for DoorDash, but I'm not going to get paid if I don't get a tip, so I'm not taking yours." But don't they get paid just for doing a delivery? Don't DoorDash pay them something?
Some low ass.
It's not that much. Yeah, it ain't what it costs to drive your food from the restaurant.
Why can't you tip somebody?
So why take a job if it's
they
based
have
off
to,
of
because
the
they're broke?
tip?
Because they're broke.
If I don't get a tip, I don't want this. That job is not for you because you're not guaranteed a tip.
They ain't got no choice.
Like being a waitress, you only get paid $2.13 an hour. You make your money off your tips. Same thing.
But you betting on yourself that your personality, even if it's horrible as far as the wait time, the restaurant,
the DoorDash person,
the person themselves.
But Jay, you don't even know how the person performed. You're saying no tip before the person even performed.
Yeah, I tip them all the time. Whatever
you're doing,
you can't change that after that. If it comes fast, you're like,
you can add, but who adds it? You have to go. They say tip right when you order. Put your tip percentage of the tip. You're gonna put 0 tip before I even do anything
because you're getting paid to drop this off automatically.
Okay. All right. Well,
I mean, and that's the theory, the thought process, right? The company is paying them regardless to drop this off. I don't know.
They're paying you nothing.
They probably, I don't know if it's by miles, whatever, 56 cents per 56
why
cents.
Are y'all so, can I ask people like you, why are y'all so tight with a tip? Why are y'all so tight y'all so tight with a tip that's not going to change your life in any way?
Kelly, Kelly, do you do DoorDash? She said she can speak on. I know that she does Uber or Lyft.
Girl, you can talk on this all you want.
What's the definition of a tip, Mike? What's the purpose of a tip?
What I want to know is there's a 10%, 15%, 20%. If you're ordering Uber Eats or DoorDash, why are you being so tight on a 10% tip or a 15%? Why?
And next step is going to be, no. $3 ain't enough.
Just answer the question.
I just want to know, why are you being so tight? Why?
Because there's a service being performed that's being compensated for.
Is it affecting your economy? Additional. Your economy, is it affecting it any way in your life? Is it affecting anything in your life? Anything?
Yeah, I don't want to throw away money on service that wasn't,
Jay,
something that was.
If it's $7 or $10, does that change anything in your life? Anything?
You talking about financially, or you talking about emotionally from my beliefs?
Jay, first of all,
my beliefs and emotionally is just a strong.
If you're getting emotional over that, that's a whole different therapy.
Well, you know what I'm saying?
No, you need to talk to a therapist. You need to talk to a therapist. If that,
wait a minute,
it's $7 or $10. It's $7 or $10 changing your life at all. And this is not. We're not doing this just for the show. Jay Black really is an ass about this stuff. $7 or $10. How is that changing your life in any way?
You need to be.
I just want to know, just before we go on. Maybe. Jay, before we go on, does it change your life in any way?
Financially,
yes, financially. Does it change your life?
I wouldn't feel the $3 financially.
Yeah, so it doesn't change your life.
This week, I could have a bad week or a bad month. That $3 may affect something. Everybody ain't, Michael Shawn over here. Ain't nobody shooting free throws.
I've been unemployed. I've been unemployed for a year.
I'm just saying.
Dog, if it doesn't change your life, why are you always such a dickhead?
If that's the case, why not? Won't you just, if $5 ain't change your life right now, Mike, cash at me. I'm gonna put up my cash app. It ain't changing your life, right? I am Jay Black underscore.
Don't cash app him.
No, once I get off the phone, I'll cash app you.
It ain't changing your life. Just
I'll cash app you. Once I get everybody over IG Live, I'll cash app you.
Oh wait, is $10? Is $10 going to affect your life?
No, I'll cash app you.
Like you have a.
Don't cash app him.
I'll cash app you.
$. I am. If for anybody that likes to tip. You send me $1. If that $1 ain't gonna hurt your life, right? If everybody in the world send me $1.
What you're doing right now is just being the person that you want to be today. That's all.
I'm not saying anything other than me. And the reality is,
if somebody is bringing you, somebody's going to bring you your food.
You're not going to force me to pay tips and how much tip. And you're going to put a limit on how much you feel is worth. If
somebody is bringing you your food off the door, you're already a spoiled fuck.
So everybody that ordered DoorDash is spoiled.
Yes, as fuck. If it wasn't a pandemic, yes, yes.
All y'all hear that?
Yeah. All y'all, including me. We so lazy, we won't even go out to get the food. And before you even get the food, they say, well, they got to drive and they got to pick it up and they got to bring it to you. Because the reason why DoorDash and Uber Eats work so well is because we're lazy. And we like somebody to help us being lazy.
Yeah, the convenience of it all.
The convenience. White people call it convenience. It's lazy. We won't even go around the corner. It could be 10 minutes away. So now you get the food. Before they pick the food up, they say 10%, 15%, 20%. Most of the time, I say 15% because I'm like, yo, you doing me a favor. You picking up my food and you dropping it off. And then if the food is cold, then I do the stars. I judge them. Hey, Jay, when the ghost of the future visit you for Christmas, let us know what's going to happen.
When you aren't you paying for that service initially though, Mike? Like when you paying for DoorDash, ain't there the fee? I mean, I never ordered DoorDash, but isn't
you never order Uber Eats?
No, I never did either.
Shit, you cheap as fuck.
No, I do pickup for my
Kelly,
food.
What's your email?
I do pick up for my food, That's the thing. If I want like it's hey, I feel like this is a cheesesteak night, or hey, whatever we want, Pizza Hut. So we just do the pickup. Like that's the extent of it. But the DoorDash and all that. But either way, I'm sure there's a fee associated, right? Just with DoorDash or Uber off the rip.
Not. You pay.
There's no fee that you pay DoorDash.
You get the app.
And what's the fee?
There is no fee.
Well, there is.
It can't just be a tip.
It is a fee. So you order your food, and then there's like a little DoorDash fee that you pay. So that's what runs the price up. So when the girls order DoorDash, it might start like they food might be $10, but by the time they finish, the whole thing might be $20 because you got to pay that fee.
There's a fee up front.
Okay, there's a fee
for the service provided.
And then you tip them too because you want your food right.
And you get the tip and you get your food.
I do it afterwards. If the food came hot and it was on point, it was no issue. People be dry. I've seen DoorDash at my doorstep when it was for my neighbor, and I was like, "What is this?" Dude rang my Ring doorbell, and I go outside like, "I ain't ordered this." I thought about keeping it. Then I looked and I saw that it was my next door neighbor, and I went and knocked on, "Hey, here's your food." So they got a tip and getting it delivered to the wrong house.
Bottom line is just this whole topic is tipping people in general.
If service is good, if it's good. I saw this other post, somebody talking about DJing. Do y'all tip to the DJ or the photographer when you book them for events? Is you getting paid for a service, and if the service is over the top, you get tipped. That's the same
but they getting paid a different amount. The DJ and the photographer is getting paid some hundreds of dollars to come out and DJ. We talking about the restaurant the industry.
It's all the same.
And servers. It's not the same because getting paid $2.13 an hour is not the same as me telling you.
So you be extra friendly. You be friendly, and you get a nice tip if you're friendly.
No. Don't have a DJ. Don't have a DJ and don't have a photographer if you're not going to tip.
We have a DoorDasher.
And the DoorDasher.
We got somebody you brought in a ringer. Maybe they can shed some insight on how DoorDash.
First of all, if a DJ is DJing, just like a DJ my daughter's Sweet 16.
Mm-hmm.
If I can't afford, fuck all that. If I can't afford the tip, don't hire him. Don't try and be grown. Don't do grown shit if you're not gonna do grown shit.
Wow. So you're a comedian. Wow. You expect a tip for being a comedian?
No, because there is no tip. There is no tip for comedians, and you know this.
There's no tip for a photographer or a DJ.
Yes, there is. That photographer,
unless you choose to.
There's no tip for waiters, waitresses. There's no tip for anything. Then you know when there's a tip. You know whether it's fair or not. You know when there's a tip.
Yeah, if someone, you just said it.
Don't hire the person.
I know if there's a tip. If a person,
because a photographer is going to get a photographer is going to get a tip.
Is it levels to doing your job, Mike? Is it a basic level? And then is there people that overachieve or stand out outside of their peers?
You're just cheap as fuck. That's
I like the people that stand out.
No, you like being a dickhead to people, you like being able to be like, yo, they didn't meet my standards, so I'm going to decide what their tip is.
No, it's not standards. They didn't do anything special. They just did the bare minimum. You got paid, compensated your fee
how about
the bare minimum. You asked for a number.
How about if they
I gave you your number.
How about if they did their job?
Just did their job, and that's what they asked for, and I gave them what they asked for.
Oh,
they're not getting a tip, no, for doing your job.
Oh, so they gotta suck your dick to get a tip, huh?
See, now you go over the top.
Wait a minute, we have a guest. Y'all want to talk to a DoorDasher?
Yeah,
he's wilding.
No, because that's what. Let me tell you what.
His levels the service.
Let me tell you what.
I go over the top. If you've been, there's been times where food was wrong or late, but the person himself,
if I've been with you,
was a superstar.
If one of the French fries was cold, you don't want a tip. I've been with you. We done had a large fry, and one of the fries wasn't warm. And you're like, yo, this third fry under the 12th fry was cold, and I'm not tipping. I know you're cheap ass. God. Bring the guests in, goddammit.
Hey, y'all.
Kelly J is with us.
Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and shut it all the way down because I am a Dasher, an Uber Eats driver. I've done Instacart, Uber Lyft, as y'all already know. Number one, when it comes to delivering food, we only get paid per distance. That's number one. We not fixing to get paid because of the fact we going like it starts once we pick up your food. So for you to always want to take off your tip for people who when your food cold, that's wrong. Because that ain't got nothing to do with us. That's number one. We even tell y'all when y'all call us back to contact the restaurant because all we doing is picking up your food. That's number one. Number two, once we do pick up your food, depending on distance, the most I've ever had for as far as without no tip is $3. Matter of fact, the most I've ever had is probably 10. Let me take that back. It's $10 for a delivery. And Uber and Only will tell us that if we don't get no tips, we're not making no money just because we deliver y'all food for y'all. And when people decide to want to take their tip away, that mess with our money. Because these delivery people, they're not paying us like that either. We pretty much just slave workers for them. And even though we are contract workers, which is why we then start taking to the point where we don't pick up people who don't do tips. I sure don't. If it don't tell me, oh, you got a tip with this order or you got a tip with this person I'm picking up, I'm not fixing to pick them up. You just got dismissed. Sorry. And now you got to wait. So when your food do come, it's because you had somebody who was nice enough to pick up your food. And granted, yes, it is cold because they're not fixing to remake it. It's going to sit there till a driver decide that they're going to pick it up. That ain't got nothing to do with us. All we doing is the job of picking up your food and delivering it. But when you decide to not put a tip on there, that makes us say, well, fuck it. We not fixing to get it because we know per distance, we might not make any money. And ain't no point.
So, and there's another thing. What you're saying is so true. When you order Uber Eats, it tells you how long it could be. Mm-hmm. So if you order something and it says it could be 40 minutes, they ain't got an oven in their goddamn car. So if they driving for 40 minutes, guess what your food's going to be? It has to be cold. Like it's been 40 minutes.
No, let me state that. It's not the 40 minutes. When they say that it could take up to 40 minutes, number one is because depending on how many drivers is on. So if we have enough drivers on, then the time distance is shorter, and also depending on the restaurant's cooking time frame. So the restaurant cooking time frame goes into that. All that contributes to how long it's going to take. Now, where we come in at is once you get the notification that a dasher or a driver is on their way to pick up your food, you'll see us traveling to get to your food. If we're in that area, we'll go ahead and go pick it up, and then we'll make our way to you. Now, once again, depending on how far the restaurant is from your house, would determine if your food is cold or not. Granted, I'm a dasher, I'm an Uber Eats person, and I still tip every person that delivered to me. It may be only $2 to $5, but they get them tips every time. Just because I know what it's like.
You muted, Shawnee. You
can't hear you, Shawnee.
Y'all have those little warming bags or the little bags that keep
I went out and personally purchased those.
Oh, so you got to get it out your own pocket.
Yeah, we have to get that out of our money. That's money we got to pay for. That stuff we got to pay for out of our pocket. To cater to y'all with hopes that y'all tip us. But Jay Black ain't the one that's going to tip, so he going to get canceled every time.
First, as soon as you started and you didn't take accountability, talking about it ain't my fault your food cold.
It's not their fault.
It's not her fault.
It's not my fault. It's the restaurant. Like, honestly, if restaurants will wait till they know that they have a dasher that's gonna pick it up and then prepare the food, just maybe that would help on our end. But once they get the order, they start preparing it, and whether you have a dasher or not, your food is getting prepared. Is
there a chance that I could give a tip afterwards? Can you acknowledge that the fact that after the food is delivered,
not on the app?
And you said I can do add on.
It will. Now let me say this: it will give you the opportunity. Like
I never ordered.
If you are that person that goes back in and extra
nothing,
do your review.
They make it.
If you don't do your review over your food, then no.
You got to do a review. You got to get the stars.
And then
yes, you got to get the stars, the whole nine. You got to do everything. I don't understand. When we're this, well, Jay doesn't count because Jay says he doesn't get Uber Eats or DoorDash.
Never have.
Listen, well, I would say this: when y'all come to when y'all pick up from Michael Shawn,
what's that noise?
I'm gonna tip you simply because I know I'm lazy as fuck, and I'm having you bring the food, and I'm like, thank you. Thank you. And if somebody does do something crazy, I'm not going to take it out for all the other DoorDashers and all the other Uber Eats. I'm going to give you that 15%. When it comes up, I'm going to give it to you.
So Kelly, you're saying the higher the tip that y'all see, those are the ones that y'all grab at first.
No, we take if it tells us, hey, tip, and it tells us how much. I take any tip just because of the fact you took the time out to tip me. So I'm gonna take it because you tipped me. But you have some people, they will actually cancel it and wait until they get a larger tip or a larger order just because they know they're gonna make more money.
We're just trying to warn you. But it's funny, Jay Black can't deal with this, but he can understand this at the strip club.
No, here you go. No, you tip us for service. You tip us for service. Remember, I said it's levels to service and pleasure. If I'm happy and pleased with the service,
let me finish. You understand it at the strip club when the baddest stripper goes to the certain people who actually tip. Like you get it then.
Like, so with the mileage, I'm still trying to understand the fact that you're expecting the tip based off of. So you're getting the mileage based off of.
What is wrong with you tipping the person for them simply bringing you your food? Forget what your food gonna taste like, because we're not cooking it, so that ain't got nothing to do with me. But for me, actually getting in my car, taking my time, where you would have had to put your shoes on, you probably didn't have clothes on, so now you got to put your clothes on. And I'm gonna take my time, and I'm gonna go pick up your food, whether it's raining, whether it's cold, whether it's hot. Whatever, I'm gonna go take my time out that you could have took, and I'm gonna go pick up your food, and then I'm gonna be nice enough to bring it to you, and you still ain't had to leave your house, only for you.
You chose that gig, right? For that extra money.
It was something I chose. You're right. It is something I chose.
To do an honest day's work.
To take your order or not, right? Because I don't have to take it.
Maybe I'm not built for relying on the tip for service that I didn't perform. I'm about what I give you. I expect you to give back to me. But if I ain't gave you nothing, I can't expect you to give me a big tip. I can't expect you to give me a tip, and I haven't done anything special other than what you paying for, which is the mileage or whatever they pay to drop that food off. That's what the gig is for.
You pay for your.
Somebody said earlier, is it the customer's fault or is it the company's problem? Where's the balance?
Jay, you pay for your laziness. Your tip is.
I'm paying DoorDash for that. That's why I'm paying DoorDash for a service.
You're paying,
and then they're hiring, and whatever they got worked out with the drivers is what they got worked out with the drivers. That's what they get laziness. From that.
They're leaving the food at your door.
Literally.
I want to pay. I want to pay people for what they do.
Let me ask you this. So I had somebody I delivered food for once, right? I picked it up from McDonald's. McDonald's was less than 5 minutes from their house, which pissed me off even more. 5 minutes from their house. I get there, and guess what? I gotta climb 3 flights of stairs. I'm a big girl. What I look like? But you know something? I climbed 3 flights of stairs, hoping I was gonna get a tip, right? Hoping I was gonna get a tip. I climbed my big ass up them 3 flights, only to receive what DoorDash gave me, which was $3.25. It took me everything not to want to walk my fat ass back up them 3 flights and go cuss that woman out for not tipping me because her fat ass didn't want to come down them same 3. And you big as me. I don't want to walk up and what make you think of
you should have got another burger, right? And went back up the steps, and when she opened the door, threw it in her goddamn face. Like that's not just mush that right in her face.
I'm just saying, like, this is the type of stuff that we endure though. Like we climb flights no matter what. So
and even the weather, if it's raining,
cold. Yeah. I ain't gonna lie, I'm not that person that's gonna be in the rain. You're gonna see me driving in the rain. But you're not gonna see me delivering in the rain. I don't even deliver during them times.
But I say this to everybody. Whenever I'm in a restaurant and people are sitting there critiquing the waiter or waitresses and go like, they didn't do this, they didn't do that, they didn't do this. I'm blessed enough to take my family out to dinner. Mm-hmm. I realize what you're doing in whatever situation you're doing. You're trying to make ends meet, and you might really suck at your job. Now, if you're disrespectful with how you talk to me, but if you're just bad and the service you're I'm still tipping you because I know the struggle. Like the fact that we always think we're like American Idol, and we judge everything on like, oh, she was tip, she ain't refill. I've had people not tip, tell me not to tip because they didn't refill their water fast enough. They were like, you know how long my glass been here, and I'm like, dog. Number one, where we at? You're drinking out of a plastic cup, bitch. So stop playing with me. So stop acting like we on some 5-star, 6-star, like stop playing, like relax.
I put my cash up for you there, Mike, so you can see that. And Sean brought up another person.
Jay Black nothing because he doesn't produce. He does not produce the show. He doesn't produce anything on the show, so there's no reason to say
I ain't got my tip. When my tips come,
you should never get a tip because you don't produce anything. You don't deliver. You don't deliver. You're not a deliverer.
So like Sean said,
you don't deliver anything.
Look, when there's gratuity already added in, you get more tip on top of that too, huh? When they already make you pay it.
I actually do. When I'm in a restaurant, I still tip the person.
Sometimes,
depending on the service, depending on the level of service,
I might give more. Yeah,
depending on the service.
No matter what happens, I tip. No matter what happens, I tip because
you're supposed to.
My blessings are that I am blessed enough to sit here and pay for food with my family. I'm tipping you, even if I don't think you're really that good.
Yeah,
I'm tipping. But I'm not holding you back.
If they already took the gratuity, are you going to give an extra tip?
Yes.
Yeah, he said, yeah, Mike just throw it. That's why I put my cash up. Malik said, let's stop. You don't have to tip just like you don't have to put money in your church offering plate.
We're not going to bring
But it's the right thing to do.
And that's the problem with black people. Black people won't tip God. So after that point, who's fucking with you? Who's fucking with you after that?
Did you just say tipping God, though?
If you're not tipping God, who's fucking with you?
Yes.
But put Malik back on. He be at the strip club tipping them chicks.
Oh, wait a
minute. You be at the strip club tipping them. You be at the strip club, and don't say you don't be at the strip club now. In your past, you be at the strip club tipping some lame duck, bullet wound in the ass, bad feet, missing a little toe, and you will tip her.
Is this your cousin?
I know the strip clubs. I don't tip them handicapped chicks. I don't
y'all know Malik.
Malik's a man. So we talking man talk. You might want to shadow your box for a second, Shawnee. You been to the strip club, homie. Stop playing and be like, oh, we ain't gonna tip now. We tip. Oh, we gonna bring God up now. Really?
Lady Q trying to come in hollering something at me. I couldn't hear it, but this
I will always tip. But it's based on my level of satisfaction with the service. I don't need someone to kiss my ass, but at least one check-in would be nice. When I say one check-in, I love that. Lady Q, I get that.
I agree.
One I send that like a little special message when I'm picking up people's stuff. Or like even before I pick up my riders, I'll send them a text. Hey, let me know what music you want to listen to. For my deliveries, I'm sending them, hey, do you need me to pick up anything? Is there anything extra you would like for me to get while I'm here?
Whoa, that's what you say?
You know, do you want extra
straws? Wait.
You said condiments. I like you.
You really call and say that?
Yeah, like I send them a text. Like I have an actual script that they all get as soon as I pick up their order. Well, when I'm on my way, I send them a script saying, introducing myself and telling them to let me know if they need anything before I get there.
Hey, Kelly, don't do that to me because I'll invite you up. Don't do that to me. I'll invite you. I'm like, well, if that's the case, I'm a Pisces.
How long is it going to take for you to stay a little longer?
Yeah, what I got to do for you to just come on upstairs for a minute? Hey, let's share these mozzarella sticks, goddammit. What are you talking about?
And I also check the food. A lot of drivers, after a while, have gotten tired because of the tips being late. Like when we first started, tips was booming. Like we was making good money. Then people started getting lazy with it, like Jay Black. But anyway, we check, like I check their order. I look at the receipt and then I'll tell the restaurant, can you please open it? And I'll double check because I don't want to have to go back. And then also, and although I don't have to go back, I still go back for people. So I've gone back for people. I have reached out and said, hey, this is what they have here. Is it something else you would like instead? Like, I'm very active with people who I'm picking stuff up for. So Jay Blake, if
It's
I ever
called
had to do
service.
for you and you didn't give me
No, that's
yourself,
going beyond service.
No, but what I'm saying is she's communicating. I'm already connected with her, so I'm already going to look out because there was levels to this, and she's above her peers. She's standing out amongst her peers. She's doing something more, just hopping off. So yeah, people like that.
Not trying to get a Nobel Peace Prize.
Yeah. Jay, do you ever
nice.
think? Do you ever think you like you overanalyze everybody like everybody's a fucking manager?
They go straight to the company.
I tip at least $2, even if I'm getting something that's under $20. I at least between $2 and $4.
Hey Mo, what's that thing? Because I haven't had a regular job. What's that thing? Jay, do you ever think you always trying to give somebody an evaluation?
When it comes to me spending additional funds, yeah, I'm
$4.
I'm
$4. You're
evaluating.
gonna do an evaluation for $4.
I'm not just throwing away. I'm not going to continue that path to let you believe that you deserve something that you don't deserve and expect it from others. Continuing, no, you need to know that you need to do something different.
Nice.
You need to.
I feel as though I deserve it when I'm picking your food up.
And then COVID, like y'all had to go through all of that during COVID. I was tipping a lot then. I done dialed it back a little bit now.
So matter of fact, I tipped less because I thought they was giving me COVID because I was like, I don't know these motherfuckers is vaccinated.
Do y'all get the delivery fees? Malik wants to know. Do y'all get any of the delivery fees?
We do not get the delivery fee. That goes to the company. They
I always thought
pay
delivery fee was for y'all.
Our mileage and how far the distance and time. That's how we get paid.
Is it like 56 cents per mile, something like that? Like how much is it per mile?
Each company is different. So what I can do is I can look it up and I can show y'all. I'll send y'all screenshots of mine. Like with Uber Eats, I'm at a 99% rating, and I would have had 100 if it wasn't for the little guy downtown who didn't know how to tell me to get to his address. And by the time I got to him, his pizza was cold. But I was even willing to go back and get him another piece at that time.
Kelly, you just got your nails done?
Yes, my nails are done.
No, I just thought they look good.
They look nice.
No, they look nice. They look nice. Okay. All right, girl. Listen, we got to get Mo on Instagram, my live, and we also want to get you back on here for some other topics when Jay Black turns into his I don't even know what to call him. Just he turns into his cheap. He's always
just speaking my
We just
mind.
call him Cheapskate Black. Cheapskate Black is what we're gonna call him.
Cheapskate Black.
Cheapskate Black. Cheapskate Black.
Boom. Who is he? Cheapskate Black. Boom.
You have been known to be a frugal franny, Jay Black.
And I also have been known to take care of people. I take care of people that take care of me. Period.
There we go. Cheapskate Black.
Cheapskate Black.
That's what I'm gonna start calling you. What up, Cheapskate?
Oh man, Jay Black.
Yeah. All right.
Thanks, Kelly. We appreciate you popping in.
Kelly.
Okay, Kelly.
And we got Dave Anderson and Dr. Aaron Smith coming up later this morning too, y'all.
They're gonna do it. What time? What time are they doing that?
In 37 minutes.
37 minutes. All right. There was we're gonna take a quick break. When we come back, I really thought this was interesting, and as a man, it kind of hurt my heart. There was a woman who got on Instagram Live. I don't know if she has it, but she was like, the groupie dudes in the world are really men being groupies of other men.
Oh, I think I sent that to you. Wait, let me see.
And it was the hardest thing I ever had to pause, swallow. I said, she's right.
Mm-hmm. They
man
are.
Groupies?
She said the biggest fanboys of rich men
are dudes.
Who can't wait to stand next to a rich man at a club, a rich man at a restaurant. And I wanted to fight it so bad. I wanted to fight it. But then I realized I've seen dudes really act as if they wanted to hold that rich dude's hand.
Yeah, like they the girlfriend. Yeah, they be so happy. You know, I've been kicking it with Mike Shawn. Are you fucking?
You're fanboying off of Michael Shawn.
Wait.
Hey,
do you have to click Shawn? I'm gonna
have to get it. Well, if Jay'll do the break, then I'll go find it because I sent it to y'all.
Okay, all right. Let's take a break. Let's take a quick break. Jay, play a bunch of We the Worst songs and everything like that.
I'm gonna let you get that credit with that because Billy gave you the greatest quote alert. So I just want to let that ride out there.
Black people won't tip, but I will say, Billy J, that's so not true. But we'll talk about it. But keep that up. Black folk won't tip God. All right, we'll be back in like 5 minutes. All right, y'all. Michael Shawn, the Takeover Legends. Yeah, y'all.
This is where it goes, Mike. Let me explain. When you are mentally addicted to alcohol or any substance, your brain now has been brainwashed. Your brain has now been brainwashed to believe that you cannot function without this drug in your system. Nothing. There's nothing you can do. You can't watch sports without alcohol. You can't go to work without alcohol. You can't have sex without alcohol. You can't go to your daughter's recitals without alcohol. You can't go to a wedding without alcohol. You can't go to court without alcohol. You can't meet with your lawyer without alcohol. Your brain is now trained. You have to have liquor in your system. But technically at that point, it's a lie. You've just been tricked that you can't function until you become physically addicted to alcohol. That's when it's showtime. See, because mental is just a belief. When you become physically addicted to alcohol, now this is a fact. Your ass better have a certain amount of liquor in your system at all times. Your body don't play no games. Your body's like, I wish you would try and go more than 3.5 hours without some liquor in your system. Mike, go ahead, Mike, try me.
What up, y'all? Michael Shawn from Michael Shawn and the Takeover Legends. And just in case you missed the show, check this out.
We're just going to sing.
Then I gotta go. I'm still gonna have to go with Mike.
Okay.
You and I was made for pain. We must bring salvation back. I mean, you know, how you this guy was just.
You gotta finish that. Finish that line, Johnny. You
gotta finish it, Johnny. You gotta finish it. You gotta finish it. Come on.
Wait. Jay Blackstone.
Where there is love, I'll be there. Don't you know, baby? Yeah. Come on. I'll be there. I'll be there.
Look, honey.
Yes. Just call my name.
Get into it.
And I'll be there.
Search Media Room 360 on all streaming platforms. Michael Shawn and the Takeover Legends.
We the worst rankers, baby. We about to ruin another instant classic. People were like, Mike Shawn, where you been for 60 days? Yo, Aristotle, let's tell her. Straight out of rehab, a crazy alcoholic named Michael. Trying to break this alcoholic cycle. 2 shots, 3 shots, just to start the day. My girl mad, cause I'm even drunk on Sundays. Every day, I'm headed to the liquor store. Take a shower, liquor coming out my pores. People saying, Mike Shawn, you better try and chill. Mind your business, and hand me some Advil. Got a headache, I'm so hungover. Gotta work in the morning, hope I'm sober. DUI, now I'm getting pulled over. Oh Lord, now I'm getting pulled over. Please, sir, step out the car. Hand me your license and recite the alphabet backwards. Backwards? Oh! Straight out of rehab, crazy alcoholic up in AA. Say my name out loud, they reply, hey. 60 days in a drug-free clean state. Cold word, I was on a little vacay. Sharing feelings that I never thought I'd ever say. Grabbing tissues, eyes sweaty, I don't wanna stay. Calling home, yo, let me talk to my maid. No, for real, let me talk to my maid. Man up, 12 steps is the game plan. Tell the truth if you really wanna beat it, man. No chicks, no drink, pass on the tab. Michael Shawn, and I'm straight out of rehab. We the worst rankers, baby. We have just ruined another classic song. Michael, Shawn, Aristotle, Pluto, Rest Up, Pills, Cosby, my man Flip, Mika Badass. Yeah. Michael, Shawn, we the worst record. You know what I say. Yeah, yeah. Straight out of rehab.
Don't never stop if you wanna be on top. Yeah.
Tap in.
Tappy. Where everybody go?
Tap. They went on the break.
What?
They went to Betsons.
Oh man.
Oh, she's back. They're back.
All right. 8 o'clock on the East Coast, 7 o'clock Central Standard Time. Jay-Z said. Malik says, Jay-Z said they stare at you like fish in an aquarium.
Mel groupies.
All right, Malik.
I actually had somebody who tried to get at me and said, yo, I know Michael Shawn, I can get you in.
They said that to you?
Yes.
Yo,
yes.
And it wasn't me, right? It wasn't me.
No, it wasn't you.
I
know Michael Shawn, I can get you in. And I was just like, you dummy.
Oh, God.
No, but it was one of them weird things when I saw it when because honestly when Shawnee said it, I wanted to argue. I wanted to put a text message back to her, and I wanted to be like, hey. I wanted to be like, hey, and then I was like, as I was doing the text message, I stopped, and I said, I know a lot of these dudes. I saw a lot of these. I've seen them around rappers that I felt like they changed their outfits when they was around. Like they went to the car and changed their outfits and came back and was like, I'm gonna put something cuter on. But Shawn, if you have
it's coming. I'm almost
okay.
finished. It's almost finished.
Amon Shumpert, shout out to Amon Shumpert, former Knicks player, NBA player, won Dancing with the Stars. And,
he won?
Yeah, he won. That's what I was told.
Wow. Yeah, he was up against the lesbian girl, the first ever dancing with another girl, JoJo, right? And he beat her. Wow.
Supposedly he won. I stopped watching with Dancing with the Stars like 10 years ago. I didn't know Dancing with the Stars was on for that long. I remember when Dancing with the Stars first started. And I was like, because my mom was really into like the original dance competitions, and she started watching it, and I was like, oh, okay. But I'm not even.
He won. So he's the first former NBA player. Then I believe that's what they were saying before.
I know Emmett won, Jerry Rice won when it comes to athletes.
Mm-hmm.
So Amon Shumpert, God bless.
So Tiana Teller must have been teaching him some stuff.
Who?
Ain't that his wife?
Tiana. Yeah. Definitely. They got a good relationship. I mean, it's kind of dope the way they rock out. Okay, let's play this. Let's play this clip. And
men love to get online and talk about how women love men with money, but nobody loves men with money more than men. These men transform into full-blown groupies when they get around men that got money. They be slobbing at the mouth. They be so eager to get close to these men who got money. They be wanting to become these men's besties. They will do anything. They will trample over each other in the club just to get next to these men. Like, it is very weird. Like, you would think that it would be the women who be following these celebrities out of the clubs and stuff, but no, it be grown men. It be grown men trying to get next to other grown men because they so captivated by these men's money and power. It's very sick. You can just look at my comment section of the video I posted of the baby, and you can see how hard these grown men will go for another man. Nobody loves men with money more than these men do.
Mm-hmm. I think the more I've been in Dallas, and the more I stayed in DFW, I love women with a little country accent, ground vein. There's something sexy, but I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. Like, grown man, but shit, that grown man be over here, and I'm like, God damn, I know your greens must taste good. Listen. It's something that I realized. It's something I realized. Yeah, them women down south are crazy. All right, listen.
We're not crazy.
No, not crazy in a bad way. Crazy in a good way. I'm talking about crazy like in a New York, like, yo, that's crazy. Like in a good way.
Yeah.
I'm not saying she's absolutely 1,000% right, but there is a lot of groupieism that goes on with dudes. Like it's almost like there's not enough father figures and uncles in these young men's lives to understand, like, if that's your homie, that's your homie. Like for real. Like if that's like if we are really good friends, like we're walking in, and yes, if I'm a star or you're a star, but we are cool. We are friend, not cool. We've grown up together. Yes, we're both going to get this love because you're my dude. Like you're my best friend. But these dudes be literally when they get behind that velvet rope, these dudes will sit in front of that velvet rope and almost wait till like somebody in the famous person's entourage will make eye contact with them so they can get behind the velvet rope.
What up, fam?
Yeah, holler him out, all that. I learned that when I was when I covered the NBA, when I was a sports reporter, I covered the NBA. I ain't never seen so many men jocking other men. I said, well, dang, the female groupies can't get to them because it's always a dude coming up, and a lot of times they'll do it like, oh, well, I got this business plan I want to talk to you about. The next week, you see them at the game, and they ain't in no suit or nothing. They just in regular clothes, and yeah, that's my homie. And I'm like, you just met him last week. I heard the whole conversation.
I got a business plan.
But yeah, they got other people. Yeah,
I got this idea.
They sitting in the player seats, which they really didn't, get a lot of seats at the time. But it's like, man, whatever.
Wait, Cheapskate J. I just noticed you changed my name.
That's your new nickname.
That's your new name.
I'm sorry.
But here are the rules. Will Smith and Jazzy Jeff. Now, Jazzy Jeff has his own career. He doesn't, but obviously he's not Will Smith. But when Jazzy Jeff is somewhere and Will Smith is there, that's his homie. That is long-term homie. Like, yo, you already know it's Jazzy Jeff, Will Smith. Y'all cats just be knowing somebody by their first name. Y'all don't even know their whole name. And I done seen y'all try and get into that VIP situation. And it's not always simply because you're trying to get on. Sometimes y'all really like the dude.
Oh, we talking about
but they trying to get on. They trying to.
No. I mean, like the dude. Like the dude.
Oh, like like a girl, like the dude.
Yeah, it'd be weird.
Infatuation. Mellow infatuation.
First of all, we're not supposed to like. Sometimes I see y'all hug each other, and I'm like, it's a long ass hug, yo.
Dude.
Matter of fact, yeah. What? First of all,
maybe they talking. Maybe they, they in it.
Oh, that's when it gets worse. That's when it gets worse. Hold on. Hey, AJ. Okay, let's be full transparency. Let's be true. All transparency.
Yeah, because I need it. I need to know what to look out for.
We're gonna give y'all a basic 101 on flaming heterosexuality.
Okay.
If something was wrong with my kids and and my kids were in danger, right? And I wasn't here, Jay, would I call you if you were near? Would I call you?
Absolutely.
Okay. Now, if you came over, right, and there was somebody here, right, and there was somebody in my front lawn and was acting a fool, and you took care of it. Let's say you took care of it, right? And then I got off the plane, and you were still here, and you're in the lawn, and I wanted to thank you. Would I hug you?
No, never.
Would y'all dap up?
I mean,
we would dap up.
And then y'all don't pull in and
no, we would dap up. And I am securing myself to say I love this dude. This man just protected my family.
But y'all don't do the dap and then
that pulling close and whisper my ear, yo, Ray, I really appreciate you, man.
No, we're not.
I don't do that. Oh, okay. All right.
What are we doing here?
I don't know. I mean, I'm just asking because I've seen that happen before.
Now, I have hugged somebody I haven't seen for a long time. Like I haven't seen the individual for years.
Well, sure. And do you dap them up and then pull them in, or do you just go in and
just in certain cases where I haven't seen you in years, and I thought you were dead. I thought you died.
Okay.
Damn.
It literally just happened at the comedy show I did. I thought the dude was dead. I ain't tell him. I thought he was dead.
I wrote you off.
On everything I love, Jay Black. I thought Face Man.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah.
I thought he was dead. And when he came limping in, I was like, "This dude's alive."
He's still alive. Could have swore I saw a post that he passed.
I thought he did. I thought you died when Twitter started. I thought you would died when Twitter started.
So what kind of hug did you give him? Did you do the bear hug, or was it dap and then y'all came in?
Okay. Normally I would have given him like a hug, but he's still in the life. Like he's still in the life, so he was already asking me for money. Like I'm not even making it up. He was already, and it broke my heart. It broke my heart. But I want to be like
the bear hug. Okay.
Yeah, and be like, dog, I can't believe that you done made it this far, but it was that situation. But male groupies will literally sit around and watch. And let me tell you something. In the 90s, the late 90s, early like 2005, 2006, you saw
Jay.
No, Jay got the bullet. His phone turned.
What kind of bullet you got?
Come over.
Get that off Amazon?
There was a chick watching the show that just moaned for no reason. Like, do we have send me.
Felt my uterus quiver with that one.
Oh yes, Malik. Yep.
Hold on, Malik. I used to work on an urban radio station in DC, and I host a lot of parties. It's been hilarious watching these guys. It's been really bad over the last 10, 15 years. Yeah, it gets really weird, y'all. Like, listen, people in general get weird with celebrities. Like, things get weird. Like, especially the bigger the celebrity, like, it does get weird. But it's like guys don't have... Okay, so Jay always critiques me because I don't know. Like, there are celebrities I know, like Kevin Hart. There's celebrities I know. And Jay would be like, yo, go say something. And I feel crazy because I don't know because I'm like, he's just a dude like me. And Jay be like, but dog, you gotta say so sometimes there's a line that you like people think you're dick riding, but you're really trying to propose something and be like, yo, but I know you for real.
Yeah, but that's different. That's not what we're talking about. No, like it's real obvious.
But if you're on the outside, and you don't know me and you don't know us, you like, there goes light skin dick ride again.
It didn't look like that way just for a minute. But
with a drink in his hand, Thomas said,
with a drink in his hand.
Yeah.
Once
that last show you did,
realize
that was funny,
they know each other, then that's different. But it's them dudes.
What you said on the radio Friday, man, you had me rolling, man. That was a good.
And let me keep it 100. If Kevin really wanted to hug me, I would have hugged him.
Absolutely, yeah. But the dudes are different because, like y'all was saying,
got a lot of history though. That's the difference. But yeah.
Like that party that I went to Saturday, and y'all like, oh, you want no dudes? You know what all the dudes were doing there when the dance floor was popping? They out on the floor rapping to each other. They don't.
Ciphers.
Oh no, like I guess handle business like.
The song on, they dancing with each other, rapping to each other. So like,
oh yeah, I saw that.
And then it was a lot of, I guess, dudes in there with money. I guess so. They running and trying to, get next.
Let me holler at you. Let me holler at you.
And I'm like,
do some business. Like let me.
Dudes don't, say, hey, would you like to dance? There's nothing.
Oh, they don't do that anymore.
It's
none of that no more. Nah.
No, it really isn't. Even in my daughter's 16, they dance for the phone. They put the phone on and they all record it and they dance for it. And they do their song. But literally at my daughter's Sweet 16, nobody literally grabbed somebody and just was like, me and you gonna dance.
Well, I understand that for them. I'm talking about 40-year-old men.
No, but
that noticed like when we were in school, we had the little sock ops and the Sadie Hawkins.
Oh yeah. Okay, I get it.
So we know we've been taught.
First of all, I don't know how old you are, but I never went to a sock hop, so leave me alone. I don't know what Grease 1 or Grease 2 we talking about, but I ain't never been to a sock hop.
Thing. It's definitely a
Oh no.
Yeah.
I had my shoes on at all times.
We definitely had those in Arkansas. Shout out to
y'all had a sock hop.
Yes, sock hops. Yes,
I would beat both your asses.
That's what they called them.
Did you have a Sadie Hawkins dance?
Y'all graduated in 79? Like what?
It's a Southern thing. That's what they call them down south.
Sock hop or the
I know what
that's what your mom and dad called them. You know, the teachers called them that.
Did y'all have the Sadie Hawkins dance?
A Sadie Hawkins dance?
Yeah, Sadie Hawkins. What that meant was, so like the sock hop and the other dances, the boy is supposed to ask the girl.
Malcolm X, like goddamn, like what?
Not Malcolm X.
Who DJ this shit?
The Sadie Hawkins dance, the girl is supposed to ask the boy.
Hell no.
That's what it means. Right. Yeah, that's
I'm talking about the same Shady Hawkins that R. Kelly had the song about.
Not that Sadie. Sadie do sound old, but yes, that's what the teachers called it. It was like, okay, we're gonna have a Sadie Hawkins dance.
Sadie Hawkins.
Hold up.
Sadie Hawkins.
Sadie Hawkins claimed to be asking the dude. What's her name again?
Sadie. It is the R. Kelly one. It is like you right.
That's actually that's not R. Kelly's song. That's somebody else's song. He remade
So her claim to fame was she asked the dude to dance?
I guess I don't know. That's just what they told us. That's what they told us when we were in school.
Stacey said it's a down south thing.
It is. It's the South. It's definitely
I get it, but I get it. But what was she known as? Like what?
I don't know.
What was this whole ass chick talking about? She was the only one to ask a boy to dance in history.
Yeah, I was saying the first lady to ask a woman to dance.
Okay, let's see.
In honor of.
Okay, here it is. In the United States and Canada, a Sadie Hawkins dance is usually a usually informal dance sponsored by a high school, middle school, or college to which women invite men. This is contrary to the custom of the men typically inviting the women to school dances such as prom in the spring and homecoming for the fall.
How is Sadie the Jackie Robinson of this shit? Like, how was she the first one?
She pioneered it.
Yeah, I guess she pioneered it.
Who did she ask? Like, I swear, like, who was the dude that she asked?
Sadie Hawkins. Let's see. Let's see.
Motherfucker was just named T.
She said, "I'm gonna change the game. I'm gonna change the game. I'm gonna go after what I want."
Yes, the lady. Okay.
Whoever lost the foot race had to marry Sadie Hawkins.
Now I gotta see what she look like, Mike. Now I gotta see what she look like.
Whoever lost the race.
Now I gotta go Google.
It doesn't say who she is, though.
We need a pic. Google the picture. Google the picture.
They just talk about Sadie Hawkins Day is November 15th. It started in 1937. Okay, the day inspired real life Sadie Hawkins events, including
she sounded like she was a bully. Like she wasn't too pretty. And she was a bully, and she was like, "You gonna dance with me?"
Okay, Sadie was
put that on a loop. Most that it sounded like she wasn't too pretty. Put that on a loop.
Okay,
sounded like she wasn't too pretty. Put that on a loop.
Of somebody
like she wasn't too pretty. Put that on a loop.
Hexiba.
Call Sadie.
Okay, and she was labeled the homeliest gal in all them hills.
Yeah,
that's what they say. After waiting 15 years for a husband to court her and having no luck. Wait a minute, I can't see the rest of it. Okay, so her daddy.
Is there a picture that we can see?
I don't have a picture.
Did somebody draw her?
Maybe she ain't take no pictures.
Yeah, she
Sadie.
Okay.
We so sorry because we talking shady.
Yeah, that's what it is. The poor Sadie.
The poor Sadie.
She was probably somebody. She was probably somebody.
Okay. After waiting 15 years for her husband to court her and having no luck, Sadie and her father take matters into their own hands and organize a day where Sadie asked one of the men in the town to be her husband. Sadie Hawkins Day went on to become a successful holiday for women in the town of Dogpatch. An opportunity for them to make the first move. So she pioneered women
asking men
to marry them.
Oh, okay.
Well, obviously, it didn't catch on. Obviously, it didn't catch on. But
I mean, it's women that do it. It just didn't catch on to me. Because even when we had the Sadie Hawkins dance, I ain't asked no little boy to go.
I didn't either. I didn't either.
You asked me. No.
White people are clever. Like white people are clever. They would let that leak out and let that. They'd be like, we're good with that. That is shade. Okay.
I never knew the history behind it. I just knew that every year it was the Sadie Hawkins dance and the sock hop, and
it didn't work.
Yeah,
it absolutely did not work. Y'all still not asking people to marry y'all.
Where
the fuck
is
Dogtown? I don't even know where Dogtown. I think you got to do a doggy style to get in Dogtown. Like you can't. There's nothing you can do. You can't do nothing sex wise without no.
And were all the women ugly in Dogtown?
I don't know
because Dogtown does not exist. It does not exist. It does.
Where did Dogtown get its name? Once known as Common Settlement, the area later known as Dogtown is divided between the city of Gloucester and the town of Rockport,
New York,
in Massachusetts.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well,
there
you have it. Well, I got to take these girls to practice, so we got practice over the holidays. So I will see y'all tomorrow.
All right.
Make sure you tune in. Dave Anderson and Dr. Smith should be coming up next too, Shawnee. So that should be some good conversation.
Videos. Don't drop that towel. That's all I'm saying. Don't drop that towel. Don't drop that towel.
Bye, y'all.
Bye. Be careful. All right, so we did. Shumper, we did all that. So
I did have a little video of him mine when he did win, and I saw a video of him dancing. I could probably show you this. It looked like it might have been right. Hey, hold on, slow down, Skipper.
You said you had the video.
I did, but Shani just left. She just left.
Did it?
Yeah.
Look at this.
I fantasize about this back.
Yes.
Look like a little hip hop for me, Mike.
Yeah, that I blow. How you say broke in Spanish? We know I
blow. LeBron.
That's amazing.
Just kids, no parents.
His form is amazing.
Yeah.
His body is aligned.
So that
it's a little modern dance mixed with a little.
Is that a white girl or that Spanish girl?
That he's dancing with? That's a good question.
Because he gripping her up. You know, America don't like that. Black man can only do that during a competition that's supervised by other white people. You can't just grip a white girl and just flip her.
His form was good though.
Yeah, I mean her form was good too, but
so he definitely
stayed aligned. I'm pretty sure he got some pointers and some critiques from Tiana at home. I'm pretty sure she was probably in that home studio, like drilling him, like, you know, get it together. You ain't gonna get out there and embarrass me.
Yeah,
like,
They said he broke down crying too or something.
Because he won.
Yeah.
Because he never won with the Knicks.
Yeah.
He never won no championship.
Palm tree shade.
Yeah, they really be having. They be really
Cody
having.
And Cheryl.
They really be having these black dudes, these whiter than white chicks.
This was the moment. Who won?
You know, he smashed her, right?
Wait a minute. She was already looking at the card. Why did she?
Oh my God.
No, it was multiple cards there, J Black. Look,
no, the card ain't moved. She's looking right at it.
Oh my God.
Right?
No.
Daniela!
That was whack.
Oh yeah.
She's already looking at the card in her hand. About to announce the winner, and then.
All right, can I see Amon Shumper? I don't care about Tyra Banks.
Oh my God.
That's so funny.
Tyra Banks.
They weren't supposed to pan in on that.
Why they hugging the loser?
Trophy. They earned this. We're gonna
he won.
Well,
at home.
He got a trophy. Didn't say when he had to get it, how he had to get it. That's a big deal, Michael Shawn. They train really hard for these Dancing with the Stars.
Yeah, so
it's not easy. They go through all of these bodily injuries, everything.
Oh, I got a cash app. It says I did. Wait, I just saw an alert.
How
said
much
I got
you get? $1.
Wait a minute, because everybody got extra money to throw away. Let's see what it is. Yes, I got a as a tip. It says LOL. I got $1 tip for the show. I got a cash app. Wow. See, so people tip for service. Maybe because we entertain though. It was more than just being on here. It was the entertainment aspect of why.
I know what you didn't do. I know you ain't entertained.
I did, because it wasn't for me.
No,
that last segment would have been whack. You know what you said yesterday?
You were just like, I'm not going to.
Oh well,
Jeanette tipped me $1. All right, that was funny. I take it. Thank you for the cash app.
Jeanette, you know you can retrieve your money back when you send it through cash.
You can? App. No, you can't.
Yes, you can.
I got her. I got her to accept it. You can take the money back.
You can.
How?
You can actually go back and tell them to reverse the money.
Yeah, but they have to agree. The person who got the money.
So Mo, send me $100 right now. Let's test it out.
Oh yeah, we ain't playing that type of game. We ain't playing that type of game.
Yeah, like Stacey even saying how.
Yeah.
What's that cash app and send?
No, because so you put in a dispute. I didn't mean to send J Black $1.
But now the money ain't there. Now, say I've already redeemed it. It's not there now. Then what? They're gonna put me in a negative, wait for the next person, and I'm be always in arrears. Like this ain't child support.
You can tell somebody been through too much in child support when he starts using terms like rears, like
in the rears.
The Eagles ain't behind. The Eagles are in the rears. Like what? We watching a football game. Yeah, they down 14-7. They in the rears.
Wait, did she take it back for real? Hold up.
Yeah, she took it back.
No, she did. It's still there.
Tell who you talking to, folks. I don't know what that is.
I'm unsure.
I don't know what that means. All right, y'all. Michael Shawn, Takeover Legend, J Black, Sexy Mo, Shawnee Scott done ran out. She got to do what she got to do with the kids.
Yes.
I think that we're gonna have a debate challenge. I think we're not guaranteed. J Black, get on IG.
Well, yeah, no, Dave Anderson and
Dr. Smith, the two most opinionated people we've ever had on the show. So we have some
intelligent.
Oh yeah, super intelligent, and we have questions for them that we have set up. And the rules are we're gonna give them a time limit, and no one can interrupt. So we give them a time limit. So we ask a question, first person goes, and they get probably like I want to say a minute and a half.
Do you have a repository of questions or
what? What type of questions? What?
Yeah, I don't know. She just cursed at us.
A question bank.
A question bank? How about you move your hair off your eye? How about you do that? So you said a repository? What? A repository?
Repository.
A repository?
Do you have a bank, a question bank?
I got questions, Heifer. I got questions right here. I got 5 questions. I don't have a repository. I don't have a bank. I don't have a mutual fund. I don't have anything. I just got like 5. All right, 5 questions. That's all. Then they get, I guess, a minute and a half would be good for every. I guess the last answer should be. The last answer should be 3 minutes. Mo, what was that? Mo, what they talking about? Her hair? Mo, what was they talking about? Move back.
Can we put a time limit on Michael Shawn because he's gonna holler?
He gonna holler.
I'm not. No. Bring that one back up. Tam. I am asking the questions, and then I'm going like this, and I'm gonna tell y'all. And then when
we need to see your facial reaction.
And when the time's over, I'm gonna go like this. Okay, you gotta stop. Just like this. Can we put yes, it's
they loving it. They loving the 90s hair then, the 90s vibe. My wife was like, yo, Mo hair was on fire. I gotta get me a bundle. I don't even know what the bundle meant. I gotta get me a bundle.
Yes, get her. Listen. Get her a couple of bundles, J Black.
Mo, he doesn't tip DoorDash.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me right now? He don't
Never
tip
mind.
DoorDash or Uber, like unless they bring him straws. Like
Produce some more shirts or something.
Jeez, jeez Louise.
When
So Jay, how long do we have to wait till they're here? Because it's 8:29, 7:29 Central Standard Time.
8:30. They got another minute. Then they popping on.
Okay, all right. You produce this. If it fuck up, it's you, because you know.
Dum dum dum. Now you gonna have me just reach back out, make sure that
I'm ready. We can't wait. Tam want to smoke. Tam, you just want to smoke.
Tam shady. She sent me something.
No, she is.
I love it.
You can tell by her comments. Tam shady. I mean, we love you, but you a shady. Yeah, you shady records.
I'll be here for all Tam comments.
Yeah, you're Eminem right now. You definitely are shady records right now. Let me see what else before we get into. There was some. I'm getting congested. Damn. Boy, Shumpert. We got Joe Biden. We got
allegedly old girl Danny Lee. And well, you know, the baby dropped the charges.
Yeah,
against her, and he's now being non-cooperative with the police.
Is the baby really like
back together?
You know, this what happens. Okay, so Mo, you're grown now. You're grown.
All the way grown. Yeah,
you're all the way grown.
Yeah,
and but what is it about those dudes when you're younger, and they got that edgy ignorance to them, and they got this little thing. They got this thing where why y'all attracted, and y'all know it's bad for you. You know it's bad.
I think when you're younger, I think that young girls think that that's like a sign of like.
No, I'm talking about you. I'm talking about you.
For me,
I'm talking about you when you were that age, when you were in your 20s, and you knew that this dude, he had that same debate. Obviously, he wasn't as successful, but he had the same edgy feel about him. Why were you attracted?
Because he wasn't that way with me.
That's what he said. Okay.
Well, no, I'm saying
that's a good answer.
No, I'm saying this whole
that's good. That's good. That's good.
Sometimes you know that's not how they present themselves to you when y'all are in a relationship.
And so when do you figure it out? When you're like, was he lying or was he telling the truth?
It depends. Which one are you talking about?
No, I'm just saying. Like, no, I'm just saying because y'all deal with these dudes, and then y'all realize. I hope that y'all realize that the little fake ass personality was. I'm like that, but I'm not like that with you. No, you are like that.
No, they are. Like I mean, that. Of course, it always, you know, they always you meet the representative. That's right. And then the real person always shows his head. So I think that's where the demise of relationships happen when you're younger. It's because you're like, what brought this on? Who are you? I don't even know you. But that's the person that they've always been. So I think it's because they show up, they present their representative, they, you know, bundle it up in a nice little neat package. It's sweet. And I think as young ladies, you're like, oh, I heard what he did to other people. I heard how he was to other people, but he's not presenting himself that way to me. So maybe I'm different, but you're not different. You're just like everybody. I mean, you are different, but he is going to be the same way to you as he has been to other people. Good morning, Dr. Smith.
Hey, Dr. Smith.
Hey, everybody.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning. Mo secret keeping. No, just
yeah, Mo secret keeping.
Congratulations. That's dope.
I wish he was on that day. Don't get me. So
you know it's all love. Oh gosh, that was a fun moment. How y'all doing?
You know what? No, but
oops, my heart went.
Make his pockets hurt.
Yep. So that was it, Dr. Smith. That was it.
Guess who's getting married?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Surprise.
That's why Mo, you have to do, if you want all the smoke, because you're about to be married. And you can make a lot of money.
Don't roll me out.
You can make a lot of money if you go around America and just say, this is who he's gonna be. If you do a seminar on this is who he's gonna be, based on all the stuff that you've experienced on who he winds up being, if you do a seminar on this is who he's gonna be, girl, you just gotta take the smoke because they're gonna come at your neck.
Oh, I'm pretty sure, but you know what?
If you bring up all the
experience,
if you bring up all the experiences that you've been through and everything that you've like had to go through, and this is who he's gonna be, and you've lied to yourself, because I'm only saying it because you're a female. Guys have lied to themselves about the woman that they were with, and sitting there talking, and we've lied to ourselves like, yeah, no, she's the one, and you know she's not.
But we as women do the same thing. We as women, we lie to ourselves about our mates all day long.
Yeah, exactly.
We love to dress them up and fix them up and say, no, it's different. No, it's not different.
Hold on. I just thought of another question that I gotta ask Dr. Smith and my man Business Bully.
Khaki Black against the Business Bully already.
First of all, it's not against. It's not against. Jesus.
It's a healthy debate.
What are we doing here?
Good morning, Dave.
Good morning, everybody. Dr. Smith, Dave, the Business Bully. Dave, I haven't seen you in a few weeks. What's good, homie? Like, you're going to come out to Philly with me. Oh, y'all both in Philly. Like,
yeah.
I got a show coming up. All right.
I'm here.
There was one. All right, let me write this question down because there's so much pressure that's not on me now. I can just sit back and smoke a black come out, and y'all have a good time.
All I gotta do is manage.
And I ain't gonna argue with Jay Black because Jay Black's always wrong.
But he thinks.
Hey, question though, Dave, and for Dr. Smith, do you tip based off of the service? Do you get extra money? No, I'm just curious. Real quick answer. If the service is over the top and special, do you give more? Or if the service is horrible, do you still give a tip? Real quick, Dave.
If the service is over the top, I tip over the top. If the service is crap, then I tip crap. That's just how it goes. You get paid for performance in my world. You eat what you kill. So if you're horrible, it sucks to be you. Do better. Everybody starts at 20%.
But you do tip, right?
Absolutely. I'm black. Of course I tip.
Do you tip DoorDash and
Yes.
Uber Eats? Okay.
Yes.
Dr. Smith, what were your thoughts?
I have a floor. Even if they really, really do bad and probably deserve 5%, I still usually give about 15. I'm gonna keep it real. I feel very similar, but I have been messing up with the DoorDash and delivery because I've given a tip sometimes and come back and did the math, and I was like, I should have did better. A couple times. I looked at the weather outside, how far it was. You know what? I'm one of the dudes that they made them videos about, and I've given like a $5 tip when it should have been like 11. I was like, dang, I sold out. So I'm sorry to them delivery people that I didn't do right by. But I'm trying. I'm getting better. The person I will be, right, Mo?
Person you will listen.
The people I will be.
Listen.
I'm not there yet.
Not there yet. Sorry.
But the one thing we have in common, the mutual ground that we have right now, is that both gentlemen said they would tip. Did you hear that, Jay Black? Did you hear that?
I thought you said Temple University. I thought you were going to say Temple.
Oh, no. Obviously that also, which is very important because somebody shouted you out on a national broadcast, Temple University. God, I should have wrote that down.
Greatest institution on the planet. That's why.
No, but somebody shouted you out. Oh, no. One of the head coaches last night from, unfortunately, New York Giant head coach said he was talking to his team and he brought up John Chaney. And he brought up what John Chaney and the stuff that John Chaney has said. Okay. But obviously my Giants suck. But that doesn't reflect on John Chaney being an iconic basketball coach who changed young men's lives. Yes. All right. So, Jay, everybody tips except you. So please just say sorry.
Yeah, I tip. Right. I just said I give extra for the service. I don't just tip just to tip.
But, Jay, there's been a point where you have not tipped.
All right, we went on. We got our guess here.
He brings it back up, and now he wants
I just want to ask something. Did anybody talk about the fact that right after slavery, one of the main things they had people doing who looked like us was working for next to nothing, and tipping was a thing for us. And then as society moved forward. Then other people started in service industry. So every time you don't tip, you're disrespecting your ancestors.
So tipping came from slavery. I mean,
tipping came from the post-slavery America. You see what I'm saying? Because if you weren't going to share a crop, if you weren't going to farm, you were going to serve in some capacity. And just like now, there's a reason that people only get paid $2 an hour or something dumb like that. So yeah, it started with us. So yeah, no, man, them people work hard.
All right, let's get it. Listen, there's certain things that Jay, you can feel free to say, I didn't know that, and I apologize. No,
that's a struggle. That's a struggle for Jay Black. We'll be here all day.
No apology.
Here all day.
Okay, all right, no apology. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Mike and Shawn, Takeover Legends. First time we've ever done this. We've had multiple guests. We have people who are friends to the show. So we're gonna ask a question. We're gonna give both gentlemen time to answer, and then Mo, how long should we give each person the time to answer? Should it be a minute? 2 minutes?
So 2 minutes is even a short amount of time to.
So what do you think?
I'll say 2:30. 2 minutes and 30
Should
seconds.
we just make it a flat 3 minutes?
Yeah. Dave was right. Afro Queen confirmed. Tipping Cane is based in racism.
Jay, they know you're wrong. They know you're wrong.
It's confirmed what he said.
Conversation. All right. Heads or tails? What you got? Heads or tails? Who wants to choose? Heads or tails? Who goes first? Who wants to choose?
I defer to the doctor because he's tenured.
Heads or
I'm not tenured. I'm working on it. That's why I'm on a holiday. That's why my background always looks like this.
I'm not tenured, but I'm horny. I don't know what's going on. All right, hold on.
Wait, what?
Dr. Smith. I'm sorry.
Yeah, nah.
Dr. Smith, heads or tails? Heads. All right.
You're asking the same question to both of us, right? So really, though. Yeah.
I guess it's for who goes first.
Yes, who goes first? Okay. Business Bully, you go first.
All right.
First question. You will both have 3 minutes to answer this question. Who should we trust more? Donald Trump or Joe Biden?
Those are my choices?
Yes. Who should we trust more? Donald Trump or Joe Biden? And the clock. Damn, where'd it go? The clock starts now.
Donald Trump, because you know exactly what he says. Mm-hmm. Joe Biden has for 47 years sat up here and said one thing and did the exact opposite every single time. He portrays himself as some type of centrist, moderate who cares about all people, but all of his policies when it comes specifically and exclusively to black people have been harmful and detrimental to the community. It's no coincidence why plenty of pundits call him Jim Crow Joe. Joe Biden said that he was going to help black people. He's done nothing for black people. He thanked black people for putting him in office. He signed 17 executive orders on his first day in office, none for black people. He said after the election he was going to meet with Ice Cube. Ice Cube ain't got no meeting yet. Yay. So when I look at it, I like to deal with the devil who is, right? And I'd rather deal with the devil I know who's willing to do business. The problem with black people progressively is that we tend to believe people who have a good rap. We believe people because they come out and they do the nay-nay. We love people who talk because they hang out with Cardi B and refer to themselves as Joey B because their last name is Biden, all while trying to make Strom Thurmond a good man. I look at Joe Biden as a disgusting, deplorable, colonizing moron that he is. Wow. Who has done exactly what he said he was going to do. And I've been on this show several times, and I've asked every single person on the show, and all the answer is always the same. Well, Dave, you're right. I don't know what his policies were, but I know he was better than Trump. I'm sorry, Trump wasn't a politician up until 2016. So I'm trying to understand who was writing the bills that Clinton threw in the law, because y'all love talking about how bad Bill Clinton was and how Bill Clinton snaked you over, but who wrote the bill that Clinton signed into law? Presidents don't write bills. Joe Biden wrote that crime bill happily, shoved it down your throat and told you what it was. And there's not a black person I've ever met who can't say, I'm almost done, who can't say that they didn't know somebody in jail affected by Joe Biden's policies. So yeah, I take Trump over Biden every day because at least I can see the snake coming.
Okay, you went over your time, so when I wrap it up,
you're a horrible moderator.
You gotta wrap. No, I'm trying to let. I'm trying to
I
allow.
play it. I know it's gonna be.
Trying to allow.
Mike Love cut me off.
No. I'm just trying to be fair because Jay Black was already being unfair because we can't make noises while somebody's stating their facts.
Right.
That's not what we're doing. You can't go, oh, this
let me mute my mic.
You can't be like, oh, no, don't mute it. Don't mute it. Just have some goddamn self-discipline, Jay Black. Listen.
Restraint.
All right, Dr. Smith. Same question. Who should we trust more? Donald Trump or Joe Biden?
Trump. Next question.
All right. And we move on.
That was easy.
What he said.
Unless I repeat everything that we already talked about that my brother just said. Like we've had this conversation. Right. We went through the executive orders. We've asked what he's done. We've talked about the crime bill. We know that we've rather
do you trust look, I'll remix it. Do you trust that if Trump becomes the president, he'll change the Constitution and wind up being the president and wind up not being the president, but being a king and wind up being there for 5 terms? Do you think we can put it past him to try and change the Constitution to be the king for 5 terms, Dr. Smith?
First of all, let's do the math. Trump is 75.
Okay, don't do the math with logic.
I'm saying we don't have a like he's 75. He got about 1 more in him, if he's lucky. He got to wait till 2024 to even try. But so that would take him to 79 when he tries, or 78 when he tries.
And so, do you think if he brought his son in, would his son then try it?
No,
his son is younger.
No.
If he won the next election, do you think his son would try it? If Donald Trump won
January 6th, what January 6th should have showed people is no matter how black people have been treated, there's a group that's never been treated like that and will never be treated like that. And they will burn and destroy this country before they ever see any semblance of being treated like Negroes, ever. They're not going to let that happen. You might do that to us, yeah, but let them say to the average gun-toting, Second Amendment, Confederate flag waving white American, I'm your king. Boom. Just like Kennedy, just like Lincoln, you're not going to do what we don't like. You can do what they don't like. So if y'all think it's a possibility, that's because you got a post-traumatic slave syndrome going on. We got PTSD from being second-class citizens. But there's people who have never been treated bad, and the second they get treated like that, that's why they left and made this nation, Mike. Because somebody tried to be their king.
But I'm saying, Dr. Smith, what if they agree with what the king is saying?
For as long as they agree, he'll be in power and alive.
That's but that's what I'm saying. What if
then that shows the power's not with him? Like the one false move and Kennedy.
No, but what I'm saying is, what if the people, the gun-toting people, actually agree with the person who's trying to be the king? Why would they be upset? Because then they would get what they wanted for 5 terms.
Nobody's been happy for the full term. There's never been a situation. Look at Joe Biden's approval rating now. Kamala Harris's approval rating is lower than Dick Cheney's was at the end of the term. Politics is ebbs and flows. Politics is not some linear, we loved you the whole 4 years. There was times we was bashing Obama, times we was loving Obama, right? Not publicly as black people as much, but it's ups and downs, Mike. So I'm saying the second there's something that we don't like, all that king stuff is out the window.
Well, what I'm saying
nobody's making a deal for 5 years when we know to next week we might not like what you do.
All I'm saying is the first 10, 15 presidents had one thing in common. They could be racist. And they agree with that. So they were good. And they wanted George Washington to actually do more terms. They agree with George Washington. So I'm just saying, if an individual happens to become president as a Trump and says, listen, this Constitution is fucked up. Like, y'all understand.
He messed up already. Once you say that, you're out. You can't. The Constitution. Wait, no.
The argument is flawed. The Constitution is not a set law. It's a living, breathing document, which means it can be amended. That's what the Bill of Rights is, meaning that they said, oh, you know what? When this thing was made, it was cool, but this is the remix. These are the things that we need to do. Okay, we need to make sure that the press can say whatever they want to say. We need to make sure that you have a right to protect your land and your property. That's what the Second Amendment is around. You are allowed to bear arms. You're allowed to have a militia. There are all these things that have come up after. Oh, you know what? We need the women barefoot and pregnant in the kitchen. Oh, well, let's let them vote. So when you talk about that, you have to also keep in mind that there are 3 branches of government. Because there are 3 branches of government, and there's a bunch of people in the... Go watch the last episode of Real Time with Bill Maher, and I'm not a Bill Maher fan, but even Chris Christie was like, look, you know, if he's on some psycho stuff, he ain't going to have my backing, and I ain't got no problem running. So you got to understand there are people in his party that ain't even rocking with him. A lot of them.
Okay.
So it's impossible.
Let me get do you want to go on the IG Business Bully?
I got you.
Or do we want to keep everybody on here? Next question is going to start with Dr. Smith. How much responsibility should Black people take for their own situation? Their situation in America.
They should take responsibility to the extent that they can control their situation. If something has been created through massive, dole outs from government policy, we're not responsible for that. We're responsible for making sure we pressure the government to make the same, adjustments and make the same extensions that they do for white folks. Like we talk about the wealth gap and housing discrimination and policies like Social Security and the GI Bill not being afforded to African Americans for the first 30 years and the Head Right program and the Homestead Act. So those are trillions of dollars in wealth and millions of acres of land. We're not responsible for that. And too many Black people walk around the ghetto like, oh, we're responsible to change our condition. On some level, like you're responsible to be clean and raise your children and be intelligent as you can and be industrious and all that good stuff and have a sense of community and be nonviolent when possible. Like all those things we're responsible for. I'm all about accountability, responsibility, but I'm not responsible for the average white family having $171,000 median wealth and the average Black family having $17,000. Wow. I'm not responsible for that. And people conflate the two, like, oh, you got to pick yourself up by your bootstraps. No, you got to shut up and no government policy create this condition. And at the same time, we got to, not sell drugs and not shoot each other. I'm with all that, but I'm not going to be, delusional about what the government did and what government policy needs to correct.
Business Bully Dave Anderson, how much responsibility should Black people take for their situation in America right now?
90%. The reason I say it's 90%, Michael Shawn, is there's more technology in an iPhone than there was on the first 5 manned space shuttle missions. You can find out that Stevie J is upset that Faith Evans cheated on him and then videotaped her. You can find out that Ray J and Princess Love are getting divorced. You can find out any absolute thing you want to find out. But when it comes to finding out what you need to do in order to take yourself to the next level, all of a sudden, everybody is just so, inept and unable. Then you also have to look at the fact that we got sold a bill of goods and we still haven't caught on to it yet. See, once the machine has wound us up, and then we put ourselves in a position to say, okay, this is our problem. Everybody says, oh, go to college. Everybody in here, there are 2 college professors sitting here right now, and both of us know people who are dumb as a box of rocks, some of whom we went to Temple with, who had no business being in Temple. And if Dr. Smith sit up here and say he don't know nobody, I know for a fact he's lying. So the point of it is we try to turn our kids into Mr. Spock scientific Rhodes scholars, and that's not the move. We need to start building wealth. Also, when you take away slavery, when you take away the Industrial Revolution, the number one way white people have been able to build wealth is the one thing that Black people have had the ability to have afforded to them. And it is not real estate. It is life insurance. Life insurance takes care of instant generational wealth, but most Negroes won't say, you know what? Grandma's 86 years old. It's going to cost $5,000 a month. There's 30 of us. Let's go ahead and eat that $5,000 a month. And when grandma hits the bucket, not only will we not have to do a GoFundMe, but everybody has their land paid off. Everybody has generational wealth and everybody has investments.
Okay, Dr. Smith, I'll have you reply. And then Dave, you can reply back on the same subject, which is, how much responsibility should Black people take for their situation in America?
Oh, and I feel the same way as I said earlier, just the extent that we can control it. And well, real estate does generate more wealth than life insurance has since it's been afforded to us. That's just an empirical reality. But all the $1 million checks for the A1 health policies don't make up for even the Homestead Act, let alone the Head Right program and segregation. But we need to do both. So we need, and I'm actually in a Black wealth class, and when they come back from the break, the subject is life insurance. I totally agree with what we can do, and we should be doing that. And they also need to account for trillions of dollars in land, 50 acres, head right program, 50 acres for one person. An acre is like a football field, right? So if they were given 50 acres of land just for making a trip over here. There's no life insurance in the world that can, mend that gap. So yes, we should get life insurance. I totally agree. Mm-hmm. But come on, bro, you giving 50 acres to people, trillions of dollars in wealth. Homestead Act gave billions and billions of acres of land. We got to do both ends. It's not an either or. It's not like, oh, this or that. We need to make sure we get on point. We need to get our investments on point. We need to get our health on point. We need to get life insurance. We need to do all of this. But then we all need to use that and turn around to people like Joe Biden and people who understand the real history and be like, there's still a major gap. If we're at 17,000 and they're 170, let's say all the life insurance in the world took us to 80. Average median wealth for a black household. Let's say we all got life insurance, we all got our act together, and now instead of 17, we did a 3x, and we're up to 80,000. They was at 170. We still have. So yes, we're going to get as far as we can get, and then we still have to have this conversation, like Dr. King said, a massive redistribution of the nation's wealth. That's why when we go to Washington, we're going to get our check. So after I finish doing all the bootstrap pulling up and all the stuff I can do, I still need my check.
Thank you. And Dave, your response.
Dr. Smith is 100% right. Here's the thing that we're not talking about. This is America. This is the only country where we're the only people exclusively who were looked at as monkeys and animals and 3/5 human. We've only been considered human for 77 for 77 years. Like, let's not get that part twisted, right? On top of that, you're never going to get freedom from the people who have the power to oppress you, and they benefit from that power. Also, we have to have a mind shift, right? And that mind shift says we're not going to continue to do Eurocentric types of thinking. As much money as I have access to, I can't buy an inch of land in Chinatown. But it's amazing how they can come into our neighborhoods. And regardless of the fact that we get redlined in our neighborhoods and we can't buy that stuff, the funny thing is we never go to the Chinese man and be like, yo, you out here frying chicken wings, this, that, and the third. Well, little Billy needs a scholarship. Run that. You allow them to come into your neighborhoods, sell you your stuff, sell poison to you, do whatever they want to do, and you don't tax them. You can't make no moves in Chinatown like that. Go to South Philly talking about, you're going to go ahead and set up shop, and you think they ain't going to shake you down? You out your mind. We're the only people who don't do that. And that's why I have the utmost respect for somebody like Trick Trick. Because if you're a rapper and you do a show in Detroit, you're going to break Trick Trick off. And you know what he does? He takes care of his community. We're the only people who let that slide. So we need to get off of Mass's tit before we start talking about, oh, we need to do this, that, and the third. Because that is 100% in our control, and we turn a blind eye to it every time.
Can I break my rule for just 1 second? I respect Trick also, but I don't respect the fact that when Britney Spears comes to his city, he doesn't check her. Anyway, Dr. Smith, your response to that?
Oh, no, I agree. I thought that was funny with the Britney Spears, too. Yeah, the no-fly zone is for black people only. Yeah, we need to shake everybody down. I agree. We need the equal opportunity enforcers of those unwritten reverse black codes. The community got to eat.
What do you say?
One thing's interesting, though. I never say we can't get free from our oppressor because we're in America where they got this by getting free from theirs. So if white people can get free from Britain, we can get free from these white people. The difference is their strategies versus ours. Now, doing what we've been doing, singing and marching, I believe my brother's exactly right. If we keep doing this, we ain't getting nothing. You're right. We can't get free. But if we start to really take a note from our oppressor and be like, how did y'all get free? Oh, y'all didn't like the way y'all was getting taxed, so bodies started dropping? Wait, you didn't like your W-4, your W-9? Wait, your tax return wasn't right? You was killing folks? Meanwhile, we literally getting killed, bred, raped, emasculated, castrated, and we can't even pick up okay. So maybe if we wake up and say, how did you get yours? And then respond in kind, we'd be on a different path.
Quickly, I'll start with Dr. Smith. Dave got the first answer. I'm hoping I'm doing this in the correct order. Dr. Smith, what do you say about people who are minorities and voted for Donald Trump?
I don't know what a minority is. That's a whole nother.
Well, I'm just using. I'm just using.
I just want to put that out there. I just want to put that out there because African Americans were, first in line, getting bit by all those dogs and sprayed by all those water hoses. And then Richard Nixon and the administration, when they was talking about African American affirmative action, switched it up with the shell game and threw out this new term called minorities. And then all these Asian,
black and brown, black and brown people who decided that they would vote for Donald Trump. I used the wrong word. I apologize.
No, you say what do I think about them?
Yes. What is your opinion on those who did vote for Donald Trump twice?
Twice is a different question, actually.
Yeah.
Well, then that's the question. Twice.
Yeah, it's a good question. But you say twice.
I'm sorry, both of y'all are smarter than me. I'm sorry.
When you say twice, twice. Now I'm leaning towards sunken place. You say voted Democrat, weren't satisfied, and said, at least I know what I'm getting with Donald Trump, like my brother was alluding to earlier. There are a lot of people like that saying, hey, the job market is up, the economy is stable, and compare. Like, it's just some pragmatists that voted for Trump the second time. I think more people who are partisan voted both times. So if you talk about the two-time Trump voter, probably a black guy. I'm not going to try to stereotype, but probably a black guy that I would classify as more partisan. I'm trying to say it politely as possible. Now, second time, you might have a lot more pragmatists who are just like, I'm voting according to what I get. Politics is who gets what. And I think since Joe Biden is racist and senile and deceptive, that I got a better shot with Trump. At least I know what I'm getting. And that's what that's how I would parse those two. I would separate them that way.
Dave.
My brother's 100% right. And I think the problem with black people in America when it comes to the political process is twofold. The first part is we vote over 90% Democrat and have gotten nothing for it. In my lifetime, I've only seen one Republican mayor in the city of Philadelphia. And this city is Gotham City with no Batman, no Teen Titans, no Robin, and no Nightwing. And it shows. There have been 500 killings and over 2,000 shootings this year, and the year ain't even over with yet. The other part of it, when it comes to, the whole Trump thing, this, that, and the third, why is it that black people are the only people who don't have representation on both sides of the aisle, including the LGBTQIA community? And if you think I'm lying, ask Caitlyn Jenner. We're the only people who sit up here and feel like we got to do this. And then when you ask them why, well, because these people are bad. They're all bad. And when you understand that, listen, you do business with bad people, whether you realize it or not. But what are you getting for it? You know what you get for your vote? A personal appearance of you dancing up and down, doing a daggone reframe of Can You Feel a Brand New Day from the Wiz. That is the problem with black people. It is real easy to snow job black people. It is real easy to get over on black people. And you will say, well, we tried. Obama literally just said, well, we tried, but we couldn't get everything done, but you got it done for the gays. You got it done for Hispanics. You couldn't get nothing done for black people in 8 years? Okay.
Thank you. Next question. I think I'm doing pretty good right now. Next question is hip hop, the death or the cure for our community? I will go with Dave.
I'm sorry, repeat that.
Is hip hop the death or the cure for our community?
Is hip hop the death or the cure of our community, or should the question be, is the hip hop industry the death or the cure for our community? Because those are two different things. Hip hop is a culture. The hip hop industry is not controlled by black people. So until such time as you're ready to string up the 6 individuals who do not look like anybody on this panel and hold them accountable for putting up lewd, misogynistic, ridiculous, violent leaning trash and saying, oh, that's the rappers are doing it. No, it's like you throw rocks and hide your hands, because there's always going to be somebody, who is hungry and desperate that will rap about whatever you want them to rap about. But when it comes to pushing that stuff out in the mainstream, there's nobody black behind that. And you can start putting out minions and pawns, and I can show you exactly how I can tie one of those minions and pawns to somebody who's really running things. And you would then have to understand the difference between a record company and a record label. So the hip hop industry is completely culpable and responsible for the degradation of our current society, but that doesn't fall on hip hop culture. Hip hop culture is something different than the actual industry.
Dr. Smith, same question: is hip hop the death or the cure for our community?
Yeah, no, I agree. I think hip hop is the cure, and the hip hop industry is the death. And I'm hoping that, like Obama's presidency, a lot of this manipulation won't age well. And that's why 50 years later, they're still trying to suppress the documents related to the Kennedy assassination. Because 50 years later, they're like, if we tell the truth, it's going to get rough out here. And I think it's going to be the same thing with a lot of these hip hop assassinations and the real control of the hip hop industry. I think we just got a Netflix special about crack cocaine. What, like last month or, recently, right? Like, it's finally the stuff we've been saying in our community forever about Iran Contra, Oliver North, Danilo Blandone, and Ricky Ross. We've known that there are people outside from the archival footage saying the CIA been in everything. Right there in the special. We've been saying we are the canary in the mine. It takes 20 to 40 years before America realized that black people were right every time. Black people have been saying it's not these rappers. Malcolm said, I don't blame the puppet, I blame the puppeteer. People still keep saying, what about rap music? We keep telling y'all, these are pawns and puppets. Look up at who's pulling these strings. Everybody's like, nah, I don't want to look up. I don't want to see Lucien. I don't want to see Jimmy Iovine. I don't want to see, no. Well, then don't talk. Until you want to say, do we need to go to the same way you get mad when an artist's album don't come out? They go outside the record label building. Until we start doing that, for them rapping about making pacts and smoking the ashes of dead people and encourage assassinations of children, talking about spinning the block and all that. These are grown people, sometimes with PhDs and business degrees, that put this product out. NWA couldn't even say F the police because it hurt their feelings. And like Jay Chappelle said, it's more dangerous to hurt these racist people's feelings than it is to actually kill black people and promote the death of black people.
I was going to move on to a next question about women, but I'll stay on hip hop. How do you, and I'll start with Dr. Smith. How do you explain the fact that you name Jimmy Iovine and you name owners, but Puff Daddy, Russell Simmons, and Suge Knight were all black? I'm asking this question. And they promoted lyrics with Biggie Smalls, who said, kidnap the kid, take him to a bridge, fuck him in the ass, and throw him over a bridge. How do you explain those men for actually allowing this in hip hop?
They don't allow anything. And the proof of that is the incident with Time Warner. When Jay-Z said, praying my people bail out like Time Warner. Time Warner said, we don't support it. No, and this thing too. When Al Gore's wife, Tipper Gore, when C. Dolores Tucker and all them were waging that campaign about lyrics and harsh, misogynistic, racist, and violent rap lyrics, notice that they didn't go to Suge Knight. They named Suge Knight, but they went to Time Warner. When they were saying Ted Turner and others, they talked about buying shares so they can go to the meeting. They were stockholders in Time Warner, and they would raise the issues of the lyrics. I think it was LL Cool J. Don't you know you just a worker and your boss is my man? And Jadakiss said it later. You're talking about these workers like they bosses. Time Warners are the bosses. Puff Daddy don't control nothing. That's why somebody was saying recently, why would a rapper sign to a rapper? You literally go into the block, going to the dude on the corner, talking about something, give me a pack. No, you go somebody selling weight. You go to somebody who's a distro. You go to a plug. You don't go to a worker, a foot soldier, and say, hit me off. Because he's not going to ask you for 300 back. He's going to ask you for 7 because he needs him to re-up himself. Suge Knight pulls no string. That's why Suge Knight's in jail, and that's why Jimmy Iovine and them people have never been on trial. All the murders, all the misogyny, all the racism, you've never even heard these people's names brought up in any way. None of their money has stopped. None of their masters were taken. None of them did a day in jail. That's what a boss looks like. Somebody who's been shot at, who's been stabbed, who's been chased around, who lost their girlfriend J-Lo and had to change their name 4 times. That ain't the boss. They're not supporting anything. They're playing along because they know what the boss says they need to do. And when the boss changes the tune and says change up, they change it up.
Dave, your answer.
I believe it was maybe 2 weeks on this show. I said the exact same thing that Dr. Smith said, and you told me, "Oh no, Puffy, no, Puffy ain't never been no boss."
Please don't challenge me because I'm not moderator.
I know. I'm just pointing it out for the audience. Not challenging you, Mike. I'm just stating
because quickly, Jay-Z has more money than Jimmy Iovine will ever.
Lies.
No, it's not lies because Jay-Z literally dictates what he wants in his industry right now. So we can say whatever we want. Jimmy Iovine is now controlled by Jay-Z, and these are facts in the music business. These are facts. I'm not making this up. When Jay-Z created Tidal, he shook up everyone because he no longer fucked with Apple or anybody. So you continue, because I don't want to get into this, but don't come at me because I'm just a moderator.
I'm not coming at you. I'm going to continue. Jimmy Iovine, Leor Cohen, Clive Davis, all of these individuals. Ermit Erdogan has an award named after him at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And all of these people are guilty of the same crime, the exploitation and marketing of Black people. Taking Black people's images, taking Black people's sound, and giving it white voices whenever they felt like it, right? The other part of that is Jimmy Iovine made more off of the sale of Beats by Dre than Dr. Dre did. Let that math sink in for a moment. On top of all of that, we never look at the source. We look at the device. And that's the problem with us. We don't go any different. And the last thing anybody ever wants to do is say, Leor Cohen, you're a piece of trash. That's why anytime anybody does it, and I'll give you an example. Dame Dash sat up there and told y'all who the culture verses were. Y'all said, oh, he's arrogant. He's a 7th, 3rd. Well, if Black people were a little bit more arrogant, maybe we wouldn't be in the state that we were in. It doesn't make any sense that the NFL has a better retention of wealth record than the hip hop industry in America. There's a reason for that. You know who won the East Coast, West Coast beat? Jimmy Iovine. Do you know who controls Bad Boy Records? Jimmy Iovine. You know who controls Interscope? Jimmy Iovine. You know who controls Death Row? Jimmy Iovine. So at the end of the day, we can start talking about puppets, or we can start talking about Jim Henson. And there's about 6 Jim Hensons I can name off the top of my head who are extremely responsible for the images that we see on television. Hell, Black entertainment television ain't owned by Black people. TV1 is run by white people. But y'all ain't ready for that conversation because we got to talk about the performers.
Who sold BET?
Bob Johnson did.
And he is.
Yeah, Barry Gordy sold Motown too, but both Bob Johnson and Barry Gordy will tell you they did not know what the powers of being would do with it once they sold it.
Wait, I'm not yelling at you. Once again, I'm the
not
moderator.
yelling. I'm speaking passionately.
Okay. I'm just telling you that Bob Johnson knew exactly who he was selling.
Oh my gosh, David Burns. Hold on. David Burns, he says, no, you're wrong. Puffy owns Bad Boy. Bad Boy is a label. The distributor is Interscope. I've been in this business since I was 9 years old. You don't know what you're talking about. Distribution means means of production. Means of production means control. Interscope owns Bad Boy's distribution.
And Diddy was in control. And Diddy was in control. Wait, let me just say this, and then I'll go to Dr. Smith. Diddy was in control creatively. He was the final decision on what music got released. That is no disputing what got put out. So if it was degrading to women and it was promoting crack, Diddy had the final say on every artist that brought it to them. That's all I'm saying. Dr. Smith.
Wait, and before you go, I'm curious though. Is Bob's responsibility to sell to another Black owned, so he shouldn't have sold to white people? Is that what?
No. What I'm saying is that he sold it, and I have no problem with it. But we can't get mad for a white man buying BET if the Black man sold it and he was already rich, filthy rich.
I don't get mad. See, you're conflating something. I don't care about who sells what. I care about the images that are being put out there. You don't even know what the owners of BET look like.
I don't have to.
Exactly, because that's never your focus, and that's the problem.
I wasn't focusing on anything. I was saying that Bob Johnson owned it, and I knew who owned it, and Bob Johnson became a billionaire selling it. I get it. I'm just saying he sold it. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, cool, because that has absolutely nothing to do with what was done with it when Viacom took it.
Yes, but he owned it, so it didn't have to have Viacom wouldn't have been able to do it if he just decided I'm just going to be regular rich. and I could decide what I want to do with it. That's all. Anyway, all right. Sorry.
So you're gonna blame Bob Johnson more. That's like if I sell you a knife and you go stab up your family.
Dave, it's not me. It's not me.
Okay,
cool.
I mean, that was good though. That was a good conversation. I was curious, but
I don't understand. Like, we can't subtract people's responsibility simply because it's convenient for our debate.
Listen, I'm definitely not gonna argue with somebody that doesn't know what they're talking about. Interscope runs Bad Boy. Interscope distributes Bad Boy.
First of all, Jimmy Iovine didn't even own Bad Boy, dog.
About Dave.
Jimmy Iovine, you keep making his name up since you're so intelligent on this. Jimmy Iovine didn't own it.
Not at the time,
No, exactly. So you keep bringing his name up, and Jimmy Iovine didn't own the shit. And if you look at the label, if you look at the degrees of how much money he made more than Dr. Dre, it was like a 60-40 split. Jimmy Iovine was the one Jimmy Iovine is the one who told Dr. Dre, yo, these headphones that you have in your studio, you need to sell them. So guess what? As much as I hate to break this to you, but if somebody tells me, Mike, you got a joke that is amazing and you need to sell it, and I never thought about selling it, I have to give that person credit for then making me damn near close to a billionaire. But anyway, let me get out of this. Women, the treatment of women in the Black community. Dr. Smith, in music, movies, in our culture, how do you feel about that, and how do you feel we can improve that?
I feel we can improve it by getting back to who we are as a people. And I think that the value of family and the appreciation of women historically, the only people who really have such a consistent record of women leading men in military battle, like Yaa Asantewaa, Queen Nzinga, leading nations, like Nefertari and Queen T. And like, Black people know that women can lead and women can fight. But when Black people got wiped as a clean slate through the slave breaking process, and we started adopting the mind and mentality of our slave masters and their children, then we wonder if a woman could be president in 2021. So that's one thing we need to start doing, is get that white man's mind out of our African spirit, heart, and mind, and get back to being ourselves, and understanding that a woman's role is not a punching bag or a maid, but as a leader and an equal, and to create that balance, that balance that came before yin and yang and the opposite sexes, that we use as our universal guide of how to run the universe, was a feminine representation. That woman with the wings and the feather out it, Chrysler and everybody still uses to this day. So if we just go back to who we are and make sure we recognize that it's not a Black problem. That's another thing we need to do. They'd be like, how women treat the Black community? No different than treating the other community. Look at domestic violence statistics, parse them out for race. They're the same. Look at rapes and all that. They're the same. We ain't raping and killing and beating no more than nobody else. So when it's like Black on Black crime, we got to make sure we reframe the narrative and the conversation in a way that doesn't pathologize Black people and make us look especially criminal or misogynistic. But now they got all this massage noir, toxic masculinity, and it's always looking like Black people. Just like R. Kelly and Michael Jackson became the face of Me Too, even though there was 30 people who didn't do no jail time, from Kevin Spacey to Matt Lauer, and they were doing the same stuff. So we got to be careful with all that, how in the Black community, because sometimes it's just an American problem they try to throw on Black people.
Dave, your answer.
Everything Dr. Smith said and more. I think that it's really sad that we continue to make ourselves the big bad wolf. But if you're focusing on how misogynistic and toxic Black men are, and also saying that Black men ain't shit, then how can you, with that same mouth, ask Black men to stand up and protect you when you just told them that they ain't shit? Also, since 1968, we all love talking about a patriarchy, but I contend that for the most part, the patriarchy does not exist and has not existed in mass since 1968. Because that's around the time they said, oh, you know what? You can have money. You can have a place to stay. You can have a job. Just don't have no man in the house. So you have financially castrated the man, You have psychologically castrated the man. And then thanks to the school to prison pipeline, you physically castrated the man. So how in the world, when you're sitting up there doing a Tanya Harding at his kneecaps, can a black man stand up for you? But the stats still say exactly what Dr. Smith says, that no more, no less than any other community, but we always get pushed out there. We're always the face of everything bad because we never want to look at what's really happening. We don't look at stats. We don't look at facts because the narrative is so pervasive. And as long as they say it and they continue to tell you that you're strong and independent and you don't need a man for shit, this is what's going to continue to happen.
I want to thank y'all both, but I have one question. This is the last question. Thank y'all so much. And if Jay Black or Mo, if you have an extra question in here.
I mean, he made me think of Claudine hiding the toaster, you know, in the movie when the social worker came to the house to check he want her food stamps taken. I mean, you know, it's a lot of powerful
so if you have a question, just keep it right there. I'm going to ask this last one. And Jay Black, if you have something, please put it out there. It's too much pressure on me right now. Too much pressure right now. Too much pressure. All right. I forgot even the rotation that we're going in. Pause. I will start with I'll start with Dave. If you had two essential things that you wanted to tell your community, that you felt like these are the three things, and if you want to expand on it, it doesn't have to be three things. I'm just using that number because it's always a good number, 3 or 5 or whatever. But we'll start with three things that you want to tell your community. If you could emphasize to them, if we do these three things, things won't be perfect, but things will progress. What would they be?
If you work for somebody else, you're still a slave. And here's what I mean, because I need to be clear on this, and I do want to expand on this. Our energy, our talents, our gifts, our innovation, our thought processes are then harnessed in order to create wealth for white people and everybody else. We're usually the last ones to get that. And because the internet has leveled the playing field in a lot of industries, damn near every one of them that doesn't require a specialized degree, you don't need the job to pay you. And the job is paying you 90% less than what you could actually earn if you actually took the risk on yourself. The other part of that is you don't need to be perfect before you start. You just need to start. There was no internet in Wilmington, North Carolina. There was no internet in Eatonville, Florida. There was no internet at Archer and Pine. So when you look at those communities, when you look at Black Wall Streets that were created, they did it just by putting their resources together and stop worrying about who the leader was. Nobody cared about egos because it was about the collective. We need to get back to a collective. 1, we need to out-innovate everybody and keep those resources for ourselves. 2, we need to start moving before we're ready. And 3, we need to start making sure that we set ourselves up for success. And by getting off of the oppressor's teeth, and focusing on what we need to focus on, which is growth, development, and an economic power base. Because every hotep I know, every pro-Black Negro I know loves talking about revolution. But you know what happened in the American Revolution? It was run by rich, landowning white men who could afford to have the finances in order to put muskets in untrained workers. Do you understand what I'm saying? In other words, you can't have a revolution without revenue. That's it.
Thank you. And Dr. Smith, your answer, if you had three things, once again, expand on your three things. And if it happens to go to 4 things, I just put randomly made that number. 3 things if you wanted to tell your community what they need to change, that wouldn't be the cure, but would be something that would help.
Well, the first thing is just to understand their history. I think that's very important. I talk all the time about the fact that 2/3 of human history occurred on the continent of Africa before any migration took place. Reading, writing, spirituality, architecture, art, all of these things happened on the continent of Africa. People go to these world history classes and get started in Greece and all kind of nonsense. Then they get all confused about what the world is. And they don't know that white skin just appeared on the planet as a genetic mutation in the past 6,000 to 8,000 years. Because they keep looking at all these pictures of all these ancient Africans that are played by white actors and all these artistic depictions of all these white people in Africa. And it's Planet of the Apes. It's a real matrix. And people are really living in an illusion where they think that other people brought civilization to Black people and that Black people should be lucky to have come, over here to America in bondage. And a lot of this, plays out even when people say that they know better. The way that they describe Black people and the way they describe white people is not like white people are the last people, the children of the human family, the last people to be on the planet, and that their control over people who have lived in harmony with nature for the past hundreds of thousands of years is not problematic. If my children ran my house would be destroyed shortly too. And right now we have the children of the planet trying to keep the water clean and we see it dirty, trying to keep the air clean and we see it filthy, trying to keep peace and we see wars everywhere. Maybe we need to at least utilize some of that ancient African wisdom and mother wit that people have been using for hundreds of thousands of years to maintain, peace and balance, and stop thinking and look into people who have never solved any of these problems, but in large measure brought a lot of these problems with them. And we keep looking to them for solutions and ways to understand ourselves in the world. The second thing is, please start to research cryptocurrency, because we talk a lot about getting off these plantations and getting out of control and increasing our sovereignty. And it's like, if this thing has any chance of working, the people that could probably benefit the most are the people who are the most under control of the potential for debasing the value of currency, and the Federal Reserve that's not federal, the International Monetary Fund, the African diaspora from Jamaica to Baltimore. We are suffering when 40% of the money in the past year has been printed. 40% of the money in existence has been printed, roughly in the past year and a half. That means the value of your dollars are worth less. That means the value of your dollar this morning is going to be, higher than it is tonight. Right. So you are losing your buying power. You might not be losing your dollars, but you're losing your buying power. Right. As long as somebody else has control over what your money is worth, why would you work for 30 to 50 to 60 years and somebody else could just press print and now your money's worth very, very little? And you can look at examples after World War II, look at examples like recently in Lebanon where people were like, no, you can't get your money out the bank. We're done here. Right. When the government falls, they keep all the money. So if you want to run with that and think that you got a shot, you're working for somebody else with somebody else's money with a picture of a slaveholder or a pedophile on the front of it, and you think that's the way. But let your family member talk about cryptocurrency, and you start getting all spookified. I don't know about that, but you know about Thomas Jefferson, but you know about George Washington, but you know that fiat currency 99% of the time has been 90% debased or went out of existence in every case. Every time there's been money not based on a gold standard, it has failed. So you are going to ride this train that's guaranteed to fail instead of taking a chance. So you got to wake up and get your head out your butt. Third thing is, work with us, my sisters. This is an invitation. Black women, work with us to help to resurrect the image and importance of the strong Black man. I'm talking about from 1976 when James Evans left Good Times to when King Richard just came out and these white feminists are bashing the movie for sexism, when I almost cried twice watching that damn movie. It was so uplifting and inspiring as a Black father. So we need to team up on this one. A lot of things we got debates on, my sisters, but this one, we can agree that they have been trying to defile and debase the value of Black men since the slave breaking season and process and the buck breaking. And that has been one of the ways they have got in. Just like my brother was talking about when the government said, if you got a man here, you can't get no check. They have been pulling our children out of their mother's arms, violating us in front of each other, right? Castrating and doing everything. They have been trying to break the bond between Black man and Black woman. And they've done it through the Black man specifically for generations. And we got to make sure, at least with this one, this King Richard movie, hands off. This ain't a conversation about y'all. Y'all not even in the movie like that. It got nothing to do with y'all. This is about Blackness, Black love, Black family, Black achievement, Black power. Keep them out the conversation and out the way. They're trying to hijack the narrative again. And they was able to do it with Good Times because those white men, like my brother was talking about, was the ones really pulling the strings. And they decided what kind of image was really going to be put forward, no matter how well James was acting, right? But this time, Will Smith is powerful enough and we're awake enough to be like, back up, get out of it. It's Black fathers and Black power and Black family and Black love.
Amazing answers, Mo. Whatever question you have, it'll start with Dave and then go to Dr. Smith. Give me 1 minute, but you go ahead.
Okay, so Dave, right now what we're witnessing in history is a whole platonic shift, if you will, financially, where we're shifting and moving more towards using cryptocurrency. How can we as Black and brown people get in? And this is definitely not the beginning of it, of the game, because it's been around for quite some time, but it's definitely still at the forefront. How can we get in What's the best way for us to take advantage of something like this?
Well,
Great question.
I always say do your own research, right? There are a lot of mainstream apps right now. I use Coinbase preferably, or Coinbase Pro. One of the differences between a Coinbase and a Robinhood is that you actually own the currency. It's not a derivative. You're not just, buying a part of it. But then if you go to if I ask Robinhood for my Bitcoin, they'll just give me my cash. I can cash out. With Coinbase, I can actually have what they call a cold storage wallet. I can take it off the exchange and off the internet. I can have the currency. But I think right now, only about 3 to 4 people on the percent of the people on the planet own Bitcoin. So we're very, very early. We're extremely early. That's what people need to realize. We are still very, very early. People are predicting within the next 5 to 10 years, 1 million to 1.5 or even a $2 million Bitcoin. So there are not enough Bitcoins that are going to be produced. As 21 million is the cap. They've already said they've lost at least 4 million, right? So they're saying that at the end of the production and all the mining is up, we'll have probably around 16 million Bitcoin in existence, but they can be broken down into Satoshis, which can be broken down to like 10 million parts, right? So the point is, there's not enough millionaires in America to each own a Bitcoin. So when when all the cards are dealt and it's all over, some people are going to have a hell of a lot, like Michael Saylor and Elon Musk, right? So if Elon Musk buys 15,000 Bitcoin, that's 15,000 people that will never have one. But now you have a chance to own at least a part of one, because if only 3% of people own any part of any Bitcoin, that means even if you have a little bit, just as a hedge, if 5% or 2% of your wealth is invested in cryptocurrency, if this takes off, you're in a far different position than somebody who has no access to it. And they'll just have to they'll be using the paper dollars based on the Bitcoin that exists. But no, I went to China, everybody paid with their phone. If you pulled out some paper out of your pocket in a line of 50 people in crowded ass China, they were looking at you like, where are you from? The 1940s? Just wave your electronic device. Right now, I can send money to Japan with no intermediary in 5 seconds. Try to bring money through customs. There's something called civil forfeiture. They can take your money. On the highway, the cops could take your money, right? If I try to send $1 million in gold, I got to go to the gold reserve. I got to talk to London. It might take me 6 months to get my $1 million in gold over to London. You know how long it'll take me with cryptocurrency? 10 seconds. Which one do you think is going to work? There's principles to sound money. How fungible is it? Can you counterfeit it? How easily is it transported, right? Is it agreed upon as a store of value? Like when the email came out, there were people saying, no, I want to keep licking this paper, walking 3 blocks, putting it in a tin box, and waiting for a man to grab it out of a bag in a sack like Santa. And people are like, bro, just push the button. But there are some people who are like, nope, I'm going to keep licking these stamps. And yes, there'll be some people who are going to be left behind. They will be holding these dollars till they're worth nothing. Like in Germany, when they were using their toilet paper and to light their stove. Some people will be left holding this bag. And some people will still think that shiny rocks are going to be the way to go. And they're going to take a pickaxe and break off a piece of a shiny rock. And these millennials who are now going to be the voting majority, even though they don't vote enough, right? Population-wise, when these millennials got their return checks, they did not buy gold. They bought cryptocurrency. So the future is in a lot of ways just waiting for these old people with all the money. These boomers got all the money. We got to wait for them to die and get out the way. And when the inheritance comes down to these millennials, they will not go back to go buy gold bullions. They're going to be buying, cryptocurrencies because they play Roblox, because they're on Sandbox, because they see how in these different worlds you use different types of currency. They see that it makes sense to be able to push a button and access your money. You ever go to the bank and they charge you to take your own money out? You ever go to the bank and they tell you can't get your money or you're taking too much of your own money?
Yes.
Do people realize you are the bank? You have total control. You earn the money, Mo. Whenever you want it, you have access to it. 24/7, 365. Not we're closed till Monday. It's Thanksgiving. You got to wait for your money. Not, oh, we held your money, so now we charged you a fine because you didn't keep enough with us. Not you got to wait 2 days for us to clear a check. I don't think people realize the difference between these two systems. The race is already over. It's like track when it looks like you're all on the same level, but we're in different lanes. This race has been over for the last year and a half. That's why Microsoft and El Salvador and Tesla and the mayor of New York and the mayor of Miami, all the JP Morgan, all these institutions are investing in crypto. The banks that you go to support are investing in crypto, but you not.
How do you think that this is going to fare for the Black and brown community in terms of getting ahead?
It's the biggest wealth transfer in the history of humankind. Cryptocurrency, Bitcoin in particular, has been the fastest growing asset class in the history of monetary value.
So do you think that this could be a reset for the Black and Brown community?
Yeah, that's exactly. It
of
could
being
be.
able to I don't want to say have an advantage, or at least be on equal playing field.
Not equal, but get in. At least to get
in the door.
Because when 2008 happened, all the broke people was like, we don't care. We was already broke. This is a shot for us. Shake it all up. Reset it all, right? When a recession came and people was already broke, they wasn't crying. You ain't see nobody in the hood commit suicide because of the recession. Jeezy made an album. That's about it. Because we know this is a chance for us. Shake it all up. So most Black people should be like, there was an article where a guy invested $8,000 in Shiba Inu last year and made $5.7 billion.
Mm-hmm.
You telling me these colleges, these companies, these drug dealers don't have one money phone to take a long shot once a week just for the chance that you might? Every year, anybody who's held Bitcoin for over a year and a half has made at least 100% of their money. Every year it goes up about around 230%. I don't know what we're talking about. Put it this way, your money is guaranteed to go down. You hold your money for a year. Ask your grandmother what she bought with $10 and ask her what you could buy with $10. She can say, I bought a car, a house, a loaf of bread, right? Houses were $5,000 back then. What, can $5,000 get you a house now? Not a house you want to live in. So you know, as a store of value, if you left your money, if you had $1 million in 1950 and you left it in cash, you'd be the dummy. Somebody who invested in real estate would have 10x their money because $5,000 houses are going for $400,000, $500,000. Somebody who kept it in gold might have at least tripled their money because gold went up a little bit, right? But somebody who kept it in cash was a fool. It was disintegrating in value as they held it. So anybody holding on to money the same person you would have been in 1950, 20 years from now, 30 years from now, you're gonna be the same person now. You're making 0.4 interest on your money. At least when Reagan was in office, he was making 7%, 8% interest. You're making no money. And guess how much the banks make off your money? 13 to 20%. So the bank makes 20% off your money and gives you 0.4. That's getting pimped. That's getting played. And then you're going to fine me? Then you're going to make me wait 3-4 days? Then you're going to not trust me and suck my card in if I get my password wrong twice? Are you crazy? It's my money. But it deals with that slave mentality. When people have self-love and pride in who they are, they never let people treat them like that. We are so accustomed to having a daddy, to having a ruler, to having a pimp that we wouldn't even feel right being our own bank. We need white daddy to come in here and whip us and tell us what we need to do. And we need to go give our money and drop it like it's hot to white daddy with our
Dave,
clear heels on.
I apologize because I know Dr. Smith, even though I love what you said, went over 3 minutes. Dave, you have the floor. My bad. On anything you want. No. Don't say you're bad because that was amazing. And Dave, you have the floor to expand on whatever thought process because there's no white man controlling us right now. And you go. If you want to go, then you go. And then before you do that, I'm going to have a lighthearted segment after this just to end it because I know you guys have super personality and along with your intelligence, you have a super sense of humor. So Dave, if you want to go get it.
Yeah, I agree with everything Dr. Smith said. I wholeheartedly agree. I also have been telling people for years while we're all focusing on one particular thing, because the problem, whenever something comes up, Negroes will try to hustle it. And the hustling came with a bunch of Bitcoin experts that don't know Bitcoin from Monopoly money. And they're running around here selling through $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 courses on Bitcoin and don't even own any Bitcoin. I will tell you that while I love Bitcoin, I love the blockchain even more. And I told y'all way before NFTs became popular that the money was in the blockchain. It's never in the puppet. It's always in the production. Kermit the Frog is one thing. Jim Henson Studios is another, and Time Warner is another on top of that. Do you feel what I'm saying? So when you put yourself in a position to make bread, there is a guy who took a camera he got from a drugstore, right? It was a photographer. The camera he got from a drugstore, right? It's a 35 millimeter disposable camera. And he went and he watched a performance of Tupac at the House of Blues. And he took these pictures of Tupac. And he's gonna do like a museum tour. But you know the first thing he did? He minted himself 17 NFTs. And them things about to drop. And the public has never seen these photos. Kids would see these photos. This guy's a teacher. He actually would show kids these photos as a reward for good work. Those things are going to wind up making him no less than $500 million when it's all said and done because of the resale value of the NFT. People are like, well, can I turn this bottle into an NFT? Well, sort of, kind of. right? But the thing of it is what's in the bottle that matters. The experiences, the things you can attach to it. If you have this NFT bottle and the bottle says that you now own 3 acres of land in Sheboygan, then, that becomes a powerful situation. And when you look at resales, it's money being made without you having to work for it. In other words, measure twice, cut once, get paid forever. And that's what we don't understand, because most of us are focused on a quick nut instead of a long lifetime of financial love. There is no love. When they just say, oh, you know what, we'll just print out some more money and we'll give it a stimulus. You know why they call it a stimulus? Because it's not about stimulating you. It's about they know your behaviors, and you're going to go buy a bunch of stuff that is going to hurt you and make them money outside of your community. And that's the thing. And when I tell people to say, oh my God, Dave, I was going, now Dave, everything you say is so hard. Oh God, I just don't know how's I going to turn this NFT into stuff. Oh, it looks like I can only imagine what the first caveman felt the second that lightning hit a tree and fire came out. And one brave cave person said, ooh, ooh, thunder stick, boom. We take lion, we cook lion. Oh no, we can't cook lion, Ubuntu. Yes, you can. And let me tell you something, roast lion is delicious. You just don't even realize you have taste for it.
What was that thing you said? Measure once?
Measure twice, cut once. Get paid forever.
Wow.
That's my dad's rule of thumb when he was teaching me, how to do sheetrock and cut 2x4s and things like that. He was like, measure twice, cut once. Yeah.
I just love basic stuff. Like, first of all, you guys, before I get into this, because this is really just silly opinions, I am so proud that I've known you guys for so many years, and the intellect that you bring to the show is absolutely amazing. And I so appreciate you two gentlemen. And I want to do this again, and I will prepare even more for the next time. And I want to do this so more and more people can watch, even on IG Live, to see this subject. So now we'll close out with this. This is going to be rapid fire. And Jay Black, I'm sorry, Jay.
Oh, go for it. I mean, you already shift gears. It's good. It's good. Good.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm good. We'll get it next time. We'll get it next time. Okay. Black fathers, colleges. I saw Alligator Gene with a bunch of comments about black dads and but we'll get into all that next time.
And if I missed, I'm sorry, guys. This is the first time we've done something this serious, and this is something that we're going to get better at, and we're going to make this happen again. Go ahead, Mo.
I just want to say that you don't have to tear down a black man in order to consider yourself a feminist or a pro-woman. And that's it.
Absolutely.
To all my women out there who, identify themselves as black feminists.
And the fact that somebody said that King Richard was sexist and the executive producers were the daughters who wanted to actually pay honor to the father who sacrificed everything.
Which is why they don't need to tell our stories or commentate on our stories or try to explain our stories to the masses.
And I'll say, this is my last one for Dr. Smith and Dave. I just want to say this. Are there certain topics, are there certain conversations that we should not, even on this forum, that we should not have in public for anyone to hear, so we can disagree with each other, but other people don't hear it? Are there certain things that we should talk about amongst ourselves without any cameras, any videos, anything? I'll go Dr. Smith and then Dave.
Yeah, I think Malcolm and Martin set the precedent for that, with those closed door meetings that nobody needs to know anything about, and both come out smiling with a plan and a strategy. I think the majority of conversations that African Americans have in public, shouldn't be had in public, but we're at a disadvantage because we've been wiped as a clean slate. And like you all just making comments recently, this information is so important and so vital to our community that we're in a different position. It's a precarious position where it's like, we need to have a lot more closed door talks, but we also need to save lives and to change minds and hearts and give understanding and consciousness. So that tightrope that we all walk, trying to stay alive, trying to stay gainfully employed, trying to keep being canceled, right? But at the same time, I can't sit here with all these books knowing that a lot of people don't even have the time or the access to even read. After I do all this reading, I gotta share it. That's the tradition right there. I gotta tell the story. So it's a balance, and it's difficult, but the reason why we're in a unique position is because of our unique experience in the nation. And I think that we have to understand that eventually we want to shift into having more private conversations, more strategic conversations about policy and things in private. But at the moment, I mean, word to Young Dolph, like when Pop Smoke King Von, like the children today need the message. They need the message. If somebody got a money phone next to their face and they're 12 and they can make $5.7 billion by investing it correctly and change not only their condition, but the condition of their whole entire city, not just community, then we need to get hold of some of these brothers, because the Panthers had access to the gangsters for a reason. When it came to funding and stuff like that, they were able to give some consciousness, to their capitalism. And a lot of brothers are holding a lot of money. Just look on IG, and all it would take is the right people to give them the message. But don't connect with them or you'll get caught up in the RICO. But
exactly. Dave, are there certain conversations we should have behind closed doors?
Yeah, I remember a few years ago I was at Temple, and I was a part of a panel, and it was supposed to be about Black wealth building and growth and development. And off in the corner, I saw in the corner of my eye a couple of Asian people just popped in. I was like, it's funny y'all don't let us come to your meetings. The thing about me, and with the exception of everybody's known me for a very long time, I don't care who's in the room. I'm going to say the truth. We tell people what we're going to do ahead of time. Do you know what happens when you ever see James Bond, not the new stuff, but like the old, like Roger Moore, Sean Connery joint? The bad guy sitting there, he's got the monocle in his eye. Well, Mr. Bond, I expect you to die because my laser with the razor beam is going to come up. Like, you're telling me everything you're going to do. If I know what you're going to do, then I've got time to counteract it. And that's the problem. We tell everybody what we're going to do before we do it. I tell you what I'm going to do after it's already done and it's too late for you to do anything about it. And that's the difference. I do think there are some conversations that need to be had. However, I think most conversations need to be had in public, because you're not dragging Pookie, Ray Ray, Lamondre, Earl, and Shaquisha to a closed door meeting about Black wealth building.
That's amazing. All right, this is going to be rapid fire. Thank y'all once again. And we're going to go right into this. It's going to be like a 10-second answer. And then I'm going to get your answer. I might go to Mo and Jay, but then Jay will try to act like he don't know these people. And I know he knows them. All right. I'm going to go bam, Dr. Smith, then Dave, Dr. Smith. Okay. You have to pick one or two. John Singleton or Spike Lee, Dr. Smith?
Spike Lee.
Dave?
John Singleton.
Sidney Poitier or Denzel Washington? Dave.
Denzel.
Dr. Smith.
Yeah, Denzel. I ain't 60.
That's so disrespectful.
Mr. Dave.
That's so disrespectful, but it's funny.
They call me Mr. Tibbs.
That's so disrespectful, but that's funny. That's funny. Y'all. Oh my God.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
We ain't fully grown. Come on.
Okay, we're gonna keep it old school then. Now I'm purposely gonna put this one out there, Dr. Smith. Sam Cooke or Al Green?
Oh, shit.
Yeah, Dr. Smith.
Sam Cooke.
Got serious, bitch.
Sam Cooke.
Dave.
I gotta go Sam Cooke. Sorry, Al Grits.
Grits. Oh, because of the grits. I heard the story.
Dave. A great song or a great movie?
Great movie.
Dr. Smith, a great song or a great movie?
Oh, great song. I'll do a song a million times. I can't watch most movies but one time. Maybe twice if I really, really like it. But
Have you seen Sean Shank?
Yeah, great movie. I mean, it's tough. That's why let me pat myself on the back for that question. Okay, Dr. Smith, religion or faith?
I was thinking to myself, Mike, just a side note, when we used to play Usher Burn, I can almost cry every time, in the studio. Just it never loses its sting for me. But go ahead, you say what you say the last question. I'm sorry. Go ahead. It's just a certain part. I just be like, damn, she was dope. But go ahead.
Religion or faith?
I'm gonna say faith all day. I know what they did with religion. They was having church over the dungeons in the Elmina slave castles while we was chained to the walls and women menstruating, into the concrete where you can still see the stains of the blood and the feces. And they was singing, having church. And the Pope gave that papal bull to say it's okay to civilize the heathens and darker peoples of the planet. That was a religious edict that helped to really jumpstart the slave trade. So now religion can pause.
Dave, religion or faith?
I'm going to go faith all day, every day.
Faith. Okay, so I'm going to keep in that line of questioning. Ultimate profit, Dave. Ultimate success and profit or salvation?
Ultimate success and profit.
Dr. Smith, ultimate success and profit or salvation?
Well, I think that salvation is the ultimate success and profit. For the man to gain the world, to lose his soul. No, yeah, I'm going to say salvation.
Wait, which one did you?
You said salvation.
Oh no, I got caught up in the first one.
What's a man?
That is the ultimate success. Because I used to be doing last rites as a deacon at Triumph Baptist Church, and we would go to these people's houses, right? Yeah, I'm ordained as a deacon. We go to people's houses, and I met a lot of people that were in the 80s and 90s, even over 100 years old, and I remember there was a theme to what they'd all say, what they'd all remember and value. And after a while, it was like health, childhood friends, spirituality, right? Traveling. And they never talked about their degrees, how much money they made. And I was like, here I am worried about how much money I'm going to make. I'm in my 20s. I'm all about going to school and degrees and money and career. And I'm like, yo, at the end of it, nobody cares about that. I'm looking at the people. I'm looking at their old faces. They're looking in my eyes, giving me all the wisdom they can before they go. And they're saying, stay in touch with your day ones and make sure you got a spiritual side of your life. Don't let the job work you to death because the next day they'll keep on going. And I'm listening to them like, you know what? I'm going to start living like this now. I'm not going to think that these worldly things mean anything because in the end, I see that they mean nothing. That they would give it all away for one more day on the planet. So that's what I can get some context why I was saying that.
Okay. This is my official last one. Which one do you think is the one that you what's the word?
Putting it in the butt or putting or something? No, I don't know. Oh, I never know what Mike. Oh no, I never know.
Got through the whole show.
All right, which one? Which
your man's Mike?
No. Because he knows I would have said it. He knows I would have said it. I can't even get mad at him. He knows I would have said it. He knows I would have said it. Matter of fact,
we almost got out of here without a butt mention.
No, the fact that I don't have it on here. All right.
What happened?
Here you go.
The thing that is more destructive on your personal life: resentment or regret.
For me, resentment. That's easy.
Yeah.
Resentment.
I don't have any regrets. I don't believe in regret. I don't believe in regret. You know what I'm saying? Because definitely resentment. Because resentment is drinking poison and waiting for somebody else to die. Right. That's like you ever see somebody never say why they mad at the person every time they see.
But I like trying it. I always die, but I like trying it.
Little sips.
You guys, so
little sips of poison, little sips.
Yeah, a little sip of the poison because I just hope that one day God will just let this bastard die. But your thing is not resentment but regret, right, Dave?
No, my thing is resentment.
Resentment is the one. Okay, guys, you've been absolutely amazing. You guys have been absolutely amazing and so super and so like. When I tell you we're gonna do this again, and when I tell you I'm just walking this journey because I know God already planned it out, and there's gonna be a big platform that we're gonna have this. All of us are gonna have this on, and we're gonna do the same exact thing again. So thank y'all so much, Dr. Smith, the business bully Dave Anderson. Appreciate y'all. We got Sexy Mo with allegedly. We don't even know if any of these stories are true. We don't know. We might have to retract these stories 60 seconds after she sells them. But that's why we say allegedly with Sexy Mo. All I need is 60 seconds to inhale one black and mild. Dr. Smith, business bully, love you for real in real life. Thank y'all so much. Takeover Legends. Be back in 60 seconds, y'all. Yeah, y'all. What up, y'all? It's Michael Shawn from Michael Shawn and the Takeover Legends. And just in case you missed the show, check this out. Okay. Right, so it's Steven Seagal. We got Claudia Jordan and Steven Seagal. You're at his house for a potential audition.
Yes.
He's got hair plugs. The house is really cluttery. It's really not that dope. But now, when you get nervous, now this is the funniest, quirkiest shit I've ever heard in my life. When you get nervous, your neck gets tight.
Yeah, it was like tense. So Steven Seagal offered to straighten out my spine with his magical oils he got from the Far East. And I said, well, I know Stephen DeGrassi. I know, rocket scientist or, medical expert. I don't know of any oils that can straighten a spine. That's just me. He insisted. So I was like, no. So he sat on the bed and he grabbed me and pulled me on the bed real hard on his lap.
Oh,
so
now
then
it got serious. Oh, shit.
So then I'm like, okay. I started thinking about all the movies where he was doing that karate shit. And I was like, he gonna fuck me up.
So you should have took that goddamn oil. Now
Give me that lavender.
He pushes you on, he pulls you and you're on the lap, and now what?
So ladies, y'all probably feel me on this. I pretended that I had cramps and I had my period, and I was like, you know what? I'm not feeling that good today, but let me come back in a couple days and I got you. I was acting my ass off because inside I was like.
Wow.
The AirPods for me, but
search Media Room 360 on all streaming platforms. Michael, Shawn, and the Takeover Legends. Yeah, yo.
Don't never stop if you want to be on top. Yeah.
Tap in.
Tap in, Michael, Shawn, and the Takeover Legends. Very proud of what we just did. Shout to Jay Black, shout to Sexy Mo, and Shawnee Scott. Right now, once again, we don't know if none of this is true, but we know it's alleged with Sexy Mo.
Sexy Mo.
I promise y'all. I mean, I love you guys to pieces, but I'm definitely going to get some. I need an intro. Because I've been here the whole show, and it's kind of like you're reintroducing me again. Yeah, like I heard the
Mo wants us to have a budget.
Yeah,
the sound
Ain't
effect.
that about bitch?
I
She wants us to have a budget. You know,
can we start a fund? Can we start a GoFundMe for that? Can I get an intro? Been here for a minute now.
If you want to run that scam, yeah. We have a GoFundMe that's going on for Sexy Mo, and I promise it, all the money is going to Sexy Mo's intro. I promise all the money is
Production costs money. Production costs money.
Oh boy. Go ahead, girl. What you got? What you got?
Well, Michael, Shawn, the internet is dragging Kanye West. Thank goodness he squashed the beef with Drake. But they're now dragging him, saying that he looks like he went to the same surgeon as his soon-to-be ex-wife, Kim Kardashian. They're saying that Kanye West looks like he's had a BBL.
What is that?
And apparently that's a new thing that men are actually embracing themselves.
Wait, whoa. What is that? What is that? Because I want to know if I should get one.
You don't want to be BBL, Michael, Shawn. It's a Brazilian butt lift. So it's when you see the Instagram models with the perfect bubble butts or the heart-shaped butts, it's a BBL. It was where they take, fat from other parts of your body and harvest it and re-inject it in your butt, and they shake your ass.
Can you get on IG Live, Mo? Can you get on? Oh, is your phone dead?
Yes, that's not going to happen.
Oh, it's not? Your phone's dead?
Let me see if I can.
If your phone's dead.
If I can do it.
I just charged mine. See if you can get on there, because the BBL, I did not.
I can't.
Know.
I was about to go search for a picture, but I can't. I don't feel right typing it in, so I can't.
Jay, stop.
I can't.
First of all,
Why do you always act like you're so crippled when Shawnee leaves?
A BBL. So
Kanye's butt. I'm supposed to
why do
Google
you
Kanye's
think?
butt.
Why is the word out that he got a BBL? Like this was somebody looking at
So
his ass?
Kanye West is no secret. He's no stranger to having body work done. He has actually definitely said that, yes, I've had liposuction done before, which a lot of men in the industry are doing now anyway. They're having liposuction, they're having the ab surgery to make them look,
I would get the abs
like they got,
I would do that. I would.
Pack. Yes.
Yeah, I would get that. I would get that stomach, that fat. I would get it. Yeah. But the BBL, I don't know.
There are men who are now getting the BBL to make sure that their lower half kind of balances out. And so a once popular thing for just women, men are now jumping in, especially the people from the community. Hey, community. Hey, girl. They're doing it too.
Yeah, but my ass, I got a cute ass. So I don't know why. Like,
well, the same way that there are women out there who have nice, asses, derrieres. They are all. I mean, sometimes you want to find sweet stuff, so they're going under the knife. It doesn't mean that you want a bigger ass. It just means sometimes they want a nicer or a more sculpted ass.
But my ass is sculpted. Like I've looked in the mirror. Like my ass.
Just gonna keep on going with it, right? That's.
I mean, the bottom of my cheeks ain't what they should be, but.
So
overall,
there are fillers for that, Michael Shawn. So yes, there are people who actually go under the knife to get a BBL. They call them the banana boats under your butt, and they get that liposuctioned out, and then they get the fat harvested, and they get it put under the cheeks to kind of give it a lift.
If your girl during sex has never grabbed your ass, you probably need a BBL.
Well, maybe Kanye's ass has been grabbed during the course of, and
by
somebody
a
female, and maybe somebody said, you need to tighten this up. And so, again, yes, gay guys are getting straight dudes getting BBLs. I heard that it's also common amongst people who are out there doing bodybuilding. Or trying.
Oh yeah, but that's because they got to turn bodybuilding. They got to turn around during the tournament. They have to turn around and they got to do the back thing, and then obviously there's ass that's
right. And models, people who are fitness models, a lot of them are getting them. But I just found it very strange that a lot of men have put women on the chopping block for making changes to their bodies and altering their bodies and getting the BBLs, and now the men are out there getting the BBLs.
I mean, I'm not putting people on the chop, but I know what you're saying, Bo. You're absolutely right.
They'd be like, "Oh, your ass is fake." So I just want to walk down the street one day and be able to look at a man's ass and say, "Your ass is fake."
But Mo, you let me say this correctly. You have never had to ever had. All right, maybe because you're probably gonna kill me for this. Like you're shapely, like the butt that you have is the butt that women are actually going to they're going overseas and going to Mexico to get, and the breasts that you have are the breasts that these girls are going places to, so you don't need an answer.
But the thing is, I mean, full transparency, I have actually thought about, after I had my kid, I thought about going and getting, a little fine tune up. I thought about going and getting surgery, a tummy tuck.
Like what? Oh, the tummy tuck.
I mean, because you had a little extra that you can't get rid of when you have a C-section. Because a lot of men say, well, why can't you do it the natural way? After you have something pulled, a 9-pound baby pulled out of your stomach, it's certain things that's not going back to what they looked like before. And so, I mean, full transparency, I thought about it, but the risk. And some of the things that I read upon, I was just like, whoever get this body gonna get what they get. Like,
hold on, I gotta do that tomorrow.
It ain't a summer body, but it's a spring body.
Shut up. But that's hilarious. Tomorrow's question: what is the favorite part of your body? And Jay, you have to answer this question. Favorite part of your body. Favorite part of your body.
You'd be surprised, women who you look at and men who you look at out there and say, damn, they got a perfect body, or I wish, or body goals. Those are some of the same people who look in the mirror and find flaws with themselves and feel like, I want to change that. Because it could be your nose. It could be, I mean, men get pec surgery.
My favorite part of my body
removed.
My favorite part of my body, I'm gonna tell y'all right now, and I'll say it again tomorrow. My bottom lip is crazy.
So if your bottom lip started to lose a little of its
yeah, I would just get the is it collagen? What is it?
So it's different things. They do have the collagen, and then they also have the other lip injections to plump it out.
Yo,
so if it loses some of its dexterity,
yep,
you might want to get a little.
Stacey knows what it is. When I kiss her on the mouth, that bottom lip is sick. That bottom lip will turn. Yes. Yep. Stop playing with me.
Your bottom lip has changed.
Do you want to answer that? My bottom lip has changed. Let me tell you something. Jay, do you want to mention anything, or you want to wait till tomorrow?
Come on, Spanky. I know it's something that you love about your body. What part of your body did you love? What's your favorite part of your body?
I'm I'm not playing. Mike, you talking too much for me.
What are you talking about?
You talking about butts and bottom lips. I'm uncomfortable.
wait.
Bananas, pineapple.
What are you talking about?
So when you look in the mirror, J Black, there's nothing that you say, yo.
This is way too much.
It's
You
right here.
You ain't never say to yourself when you in the mirror.
You never walk past the mirror and be like,
Said to myself. Stop.
Yeah. You ain't never looked in the mirror and be like, yeah. You
Flag
know
on
what
the
it
play.
is.
I just threw a flag on the play.
there has to be something. Like is your big toe like a star on your body? Like it's
Look at the time.
big toe.
Look at the time.
Oh,
it
see,
gotta
Shawnee,
be something.
we need Shawnee on here too. We
Look
need
at the
another
time.
female dog. There's not something that you're like, yo.
Guys don't look in the mirror or look at themselves. Damn,
I beg to differ. I know that there's.
I'm looking at my bottom lip on Instagram Live right now. My bottom lip is sick. Actually, to take it further, my mouth. Yeah, my mouth is sick. Like I ain't gonna lie. Like I'm not gonna lie. Like I got.
Like we gotta go.
Lips.
I gotta go.
Your hairline, J Black, you got a strong hairline. Like a lot of men in your age
this dude taking
have
stuff too far.
lost their hairline. J Black, your hairline is your shape up every day. Like I've never seen you without
I
a
need
haircut.
some time. I need to process some stuff. We gotta go.
Give you maybe ideas of things.
His bottom lip, like he over time. I look at.
Look, Kelly said, "I love my lips and eyes. I love my
It's
mouth."
different for females. I know guys be. Look at my bottom lip is. Well, I don't even know what you were saying. Just weird stuff.
No, when I touch a woman's bottom lip, you gotta be when they touch this bottom lip. Oh, you stop playing with me. Stop. Even Mo's taken, but even Mo knows this bottom lip. She like. If
I wasn't, I would say, that bottom lip is looking kind of plump.
It's plump. It's plumpy.
It's moist and juicy.
Yes.
Ain't nobody looking at Mike's bottom lip to say his lip is plump and juicy. Please stop with the all of this, please.
There are things. Let me see your ears, J Black. Let me see what your earlobe look like.
J Black, when your beard came in, weren't you like, this is fire?
No, I don't do the beard. Beard itches. I keep it clean shaved. I don't do the beard thing.
But that's why I said your hairline, because
Mike just got
known
me
for
thrown
keeping
off.
a good, clean cut hairline on the show. I've never seen you without.
Damn, who got? Damn, look at my bottom lip. Like,
no, my bottom lip.
You need to take that back. Take that back.
No, in real life,
take that back.
If you kiss a woman,
Kelly,
and you kiss her softly,
I don't do nothing to that, bro.
Kelly said, "J Black, your eyebrows are on fleek."
She said your eyebrows on fleek, son.
She said fleek.
You're supposed to shape them up or something. Wow.
You're supposed to
natural. That's natural.
You gotta get them white.
Gotta go Tito Claw. I don't do nothing with
straight line.
Mike, stop. You get your eyebrows done, Mike.
All day.
You're supposed to get those hit when you get it. When you get your
all day.
I see. I like a man that's well groomed, so I don't think there's anything wrong with getting your eyebrows hit, your nails manicured. You ain't playing in the kitty if your hands is all chopped up and messed up.
My eyebrows are so shitty right now. Like they're so crazy. Like because I don't have my
relax your forehead. Let me see.
No, look.
But you can tell that they're still groomed.
But they got the little like I'm not bold enough to actually pluck them myself because y'all do that old school shit. Y'all will.
No, I'm a waxer.
Yeah, I can't do that. I can't do that at all. Jay, come back. Like what's good? Like what's?
He's uncomfortable.
No, you are so uncomfortable with anything that has to do with taking.
Right? You can't look on your camera, right?
That's what I feel like right now. I feel like this rock is just.
You can't look on your camera, right?
I feel like just knocking stuff down.
Hey, you ain't never got your hands done. You ain't never got your feet done. Your hands.
My wife did the whole anniversary thing. I tried it, and that was very uncomfortable.
Why is it better your feet?
It was uncomfortable. I mean, first of all, the Chinese people, I think they were talking bad because my feet. I don't know. I think they were talking. They were looking at each other.
Probably because you gotta do it on a regular.
But it felt weird. Then they started they put something between the toes. I felt so
Can I show you my feet?
awkward.
Can I show you my feet?
No, you can't. You can't, Mike. All right, literally, I gotta go. Like, literally, if you pull your feet out, legit, the show is ending. Like, I'm legit ending the show because Shawnee ain't here, so somebody got to do it. And I'm out. I'm being honest.
Ending the
Forgive
show.
me, people. If y'all was looking, yes,
because you feel uncomfortable.
I will hit that end broadcast real fast.
Stacey, no. When
There's
I
no
grab,
way.
You're ending our broadcast. Okay.
When I go to sleep at night, I gotta put my feet on Stacey. So I'm like, I have to touch. Like I have to touch.
That's
like,
admirable. I'm glad because if you like to put your feet on people, make sure in the middle of the night, make sure it's not dragon claws. Yes. You gotta get them done.
You gotta get them done. You gotta make sure your heels are good. You gotta make sure, like all that.
Do you even lotion your feet, Spanky?
You don't lotion your feet, Blizzy.
I put lotion on the feet, but after the shower,
do you rub it in? Do you rub it in and do the whole thing?
Do you put Vaseline on them and put warm fuzzy socks on, like something?
My wife pampers me from time to time. When I come home from work, she had a little foot thing there with the water.
And that's admirable. But I'm just saying.
And low key, it ain't pampering. She just don't want them damn dragon claws.
She don't want
that.
She don't want Bigfoot.
She don't want Bigfoot.
You're idiots. This is a weird conversation for me. I'm being honest.
It's not a weird conversation.
You talking about putting your toe? The toe thing was very embarrassing at that place. I can't go back. Honestly,
Dog, it's the most
secure
amazing.
in your masculinity, aren't you?
When they grab,
I ain't who I am, but somebody opening up your toes, and that was weird. I just felt awkward. But I let her finish because I paid the money and I knew I had to tip.
Yeah,
my
but
wife won't let us not tip.
When they put your foot in their hand and they rub all that stress out your foot and they just bring it out. And then they go to your upper calf and they bring it all the way down.
You know what I think I needed? If it was a private, I think because it was like, I need like a private room.
No, because you need something to end in a happy ending. Motherfucker, we're talking about the regular stuff. You dirty bastard. You're dirty. You're a dirty dude. You're dirty.
You know what spots you go to.
I don't want people seeing me. I'm up there with a couple women, me and my wife, and you got somebody else, and people getting nails done, and I'm sitting there, a grown man sitting in a chair with his feet with something in between the toes. I just
you know
felt
what they're
so
looking at you
awkward,
like,
man.
Jay Black. The other women are saying, "Damn, I wish my husband would come in here.
And all
I
I'm
wish
doing,
I could get my husband in here."
I'm trying to be on my phone with a Chinese translator app, trying to figure out what they're saying.
They're not talking about you.
I swear I was. But all right, I'm done with this whole conversation. I'm done. The time is over.
All right, Mo, point at your wrist. Point at your wrist.
Yeah, do it, Mo. Do it.
Okay, all right, we got. All right, tomorrow's topic is gonna be, what is the favorite part of your body that you like and you're feeling? That's what we're gonna do tomorrow. It's gonna be empowerment of the body. No shaming of the body. It's the empowerment of the body.
And that'll be our last show for the week because we off Thursday and Friday, people. So tomorrow.
Oh, it is Thanksgiving week. That's right. No, right. We're not gonna do Wednesday.
No, we do Wednesday. We do tomorrow.
Tomorrow's Wednesday. Today's Tuesday. Monday got screwed.
Wednesday is Thanksgiving for most. Yes.
The Giants lost, bastards. All right, listen. And I lost all my bets. All right, this has been great. Shout to Dr. Smith. Shout to David Anderson. And those two individuals came on and spread their knowledge. It was dope. And I appreciate them so much. Don't forget to always follow us. I'm at Mike Shawn Comedy. Jay Black, you're at
I am Jay Black _ and feel free to cash at me. Give me a tip, people.
For what?
Give me a tip. It's Thanksgiving. Why not? You tip for service. We're on here every day entertaining. We're debating. We're getting people, either they're laughing, they're disagreeing, they're agreeing, they have any more. So this is the time where they should give back and give a tip. Show your appreciation.
Compliment Jay Black's bottom lip. Compliment Jay Black's
the way that your goatee surrounds your bottom lip.
You almost caught me out of character. I don't curse like that. It almost came out.
Goatee.
He's an idiot.
Encompasses your bottom lip.
Straight idiot. Mark from New Orleans.
At Sexy Mo.
Lady Q almost pregnant. You're almost pregnant by that bottom lip.
At Sexy Mo, go follow her. At Mike Shawn Comedy. At Sexy Mo TOL, go follow her. And we'll see you tomorrow morning. And don't forget, tomorrow morning is all about your favorite part of your body that you are feeling. Love me for who I am, not who you want me to be, because I can never be that and understand. The only thing like that's guaranteed is that my bottom lip will stay sexy forever.
And if not, we got injections for that.
And if not, we can get some enhancements if my bottom lip starts sagging out and losing the thickness.
All right, bye.
Michael, Shawn, and the Takeover Legend, where the truth hurts, but also makes you laugh.
Baby,